I'm giving you that today. I had congratulations to one last night, the Pistons. It won.
You know what? And shame on me, I didn't text you. I went and checked the box score, and I'm like, wait. He did this. Cade got the scoring. Did DeAndre Ayton get enough rebounds?
He got, yeah.
And then I got sidetracked. I should have texted you. That's a nice job by you.
He got 11. So I was going to add Zion in, but for some reason.
He's hurt.
Oh, wait. Can we get the breaking news sounder?
And it's not even worth it.
Breaking news. Zion's injured. Who didn't see that coming? Actually, I did.
Would he pull his hammy stupping again?
I guess so.
Could that be our new breaking news sounder, by the way?
Well, this is Zion's breaking news.
So here's your 4-leg parlay.
Okay.
Oscar Thompson to score 10 points. Cade to score 20 points or more.
Okay.
Thompson, 10 points or more. CJ McCollum, 20 points or more. And then add into there Will Levis to throw for one passing touchdown tonight. Plus 375.
Rico's all over the place. Hey, by the way, Monty Williams, can we stop with Killian Hayes, please?
Please stop with Killian Hayes.
Okay. You know what?
Relax.
I got an extra.
That's on me. I fired him up.
I got extra suitcases at home if you need them.
All right.
I do. I got extra suitcases. You don't need to bring them back.
We're going to do the mind meld. Here we go. I've been getting good at this. I try to think, at least in this regard, like Kenny.
There are two games that I like, so you have a two-part shot here.
And by the way, Kenny's been great with the hockey so far. Hockey might be my new favorite sport to bet. And I'm getting you a silver helmet like the Kings wear, and you can wear it while you screen calls.
I don't want
not a punt on both drives from the Michigan State, Nebraska?
No, that just hurts my feelings.
Mike, I was screaming you when I saw that. That is the ultimate no fun parlay.
How do you root for that?
I can't.
Kenny, you don't have to. You just accept that's what it is and make money.
Here are the two games I thought Kenny might play. I thought Winnipeg Jets plus 128 on the road at Vegas, or the Blue Jackets plus 136 at home. They've got a cannon against the Lightning.
You are half right. You got one out of the two. You're getting close to the mind meld. It's the Winnipeg Jets plus 128. I love that pick. It has a ton of value because Vegas just doesn't lose. And you're getting Vegas at home, which is kind of scary. But all of the
What's
Jets,
the value in that again?
A lot. Plus 128. And I think the Jets just have they're metrically way better. So I feel like if the Golden Knights are going to get upset right now, it's going to be by the Jets.
Nothing for Maple Leafs, even though the Bruins don't look to be the wagon they were last year.
I don't know what to do with either of those teams right now, so I'm just kind of standing back. The other one that I like is Predators, Kraken, Predators plus 105. I just don't think Seattle's any good this year. They're off to a bad start. They might turn it around, but they've been metrically bottom half of the league. Predators top 5.
Okay, so Winnipeg would be the number one play.
Winnipeg is on the top of the board. Play both. One of them hits.
I'm never going to get you to bet Columbus. They've got a cannon.
Yeah, that's all they have.
It's just I'll never get you to bet them, ever?
Maybe.
Okay.
I don't think so, though.
David, you're stretching. You all right over there?
Killian needs to go.
Wait, how about a Killian Hayes parlay?
Zero? Yeah, the trillionaire or whatever they call
All
it. 0,
unders.
0, 0, 0, 0.
Throw him into the Gulf of Mexico since you're down in New Orleans right now. Let's go with the same game. I was at the game last night. I was not happy, okay? I'll keep it simple for tonight's Thursday night football game. At any time score for George Pickens. Will Levis, 1+ passing touchdown, and Titans plus 2.5. That is plus 660.
I got a bad feeling about Levis tonight. I was looking at some of the analytics. When you look at him in actual passing downs last week, he was horrific. Those highlights, those were on running downs off hard play action. He didn't function as a quarterback.
It won't matter. We only have one cornerback.
Okay, done. Up next, David's thoughts on Artie Burns.
Oh, by the way,
You hated him more than any athlete in our career together.
Well, maybe Killian now.
David, if you throw Killian Hayes
Don't do it.
under 8.5 points, that parlay is now worth
Oh,
$530.
he's going under because he can't score. He can't shoot. He's not making anything right now.
That's on the board. All right, NFL, you got the game tonight. You got your same game parlay. You heard about the promotional thing with Michigan State and Nebraska. The sad pizza parlay. 2 teams to punt on their first drive, plus 185. Damn you, Tucker. This is what you did to us.
Mike, I've learned from you, make money off people's pain.
$150 if your team wins when you bet a $5 money line parlay. Maybe a little Winnipeg Jets bet tonight. FanDuel.com/ticket. 21 and up. Present Michigan. First online real money wager only. $5 pregame money line wager required. $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued. Non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. See terms. Sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem 1-800-270-7117.
Brought to you by Mother Waddles. The pressure is building for Michigan as the Wolverines prepare for Saturday night's game against Purdue. During a conference-wide call last night, many coaches expressed frustration that the Big Ten has not taken any action on the team's alleged sign-stealing scheme. Meantime, Michigan a huge 32.5-point favorite over the Boilermakers at the Big House. The Pistons aim to avoid back-to-back losses when they play the Pelicans in New Orleans tonight. Turnovers continue to plague Detroit. The Pistons committed 18 turnovers while blowing a double-digit lead against Portland last night. Asar Thompson was asked about cutting down on those turnovers. Detroit is 2-3 on the young season. Tip-off tonight at 8 o'clock. The pregame show at 7:35 on our sister station, WWJ. The Red Wings will try to make it 2 straight wins tonight when they play the Panthers at Little Caesars Arena. At 13 points, Detroit is the third best team in the Eastern Conference, trailing Boston and New York. Puck drop against Florida at 7 o'clock. The pregame show at 6:45 right here on 97.1. And the bye rolls on for the Lions, but we've, of course, got Thursday Night Football tonight on the Bet 1270. The Steelers play host to the Titans at 8:15. At the Ticket Update Desk, I'm Luke Sloan. For more, go to 97.1 The Ticket or Odyssey.com.
This song is like the soundtrack. Every day something new comes out about Michigan. I just want to go back to bed. All right, you can you take that away. Now, let's update the people. So here's where we are. Rico burning the midnight oil. Story breaks. Coaches call. Tony Petitti yesterday. Harbaugh hangs up. The other 13 coaches go on a 90-minute, passionate, tense. These are the direct quotes. Basically plea to Tony Petitti like you got to do something. Basically, according to 5 sources familiar with the call, which is bizarre to me. 5 sources? I mean, would you have 5 of the coaches talk to you? A chorus of voices encouraged Petitti to take action against Michigan in a call that was described as intense and emotional. Quote, collectively, the coaches want the Big Ten to act right now. What are we waiting on? We know what happened. You've had another quote come out of that from Feldman saying basically, what's the point? If they don't do anything now, then what's the point of rules? And a coach went on record to say, hey, it's basically like having 15 players. They've been doing this for 2.5 years. Enough's enough. Now today, you'll get the athletic directors on the phone with Petitti or a Zoom. And it's an interesting note that's been released. And I think if you're a Michigan fan, here's how I would choose to view it. Petitti does not have a meeting scheduled with Ward or Jim in Ann Arbor tomorrow, even though Petitti will be there for the volleyball game. If you get out of that without Petitti meeting with you, I think that's a good sign for you. Mm-hmm. Now, if after this call today, Tony Petitti's assistant is on line 3 asking for an audience, that might be a bit of a problem. So the only way to find out is to, as John likes to say, let it play out. 5 o'clock today is when that call goes down, and sadly, Rico and I weren't invited. So I will say this. Now, from a non-Michigan perspective, if you're a Spartan fan, here's my take. Alan Haller better be on that call, ripping his shirt off like the Hulk. I mean, straight up, John Rambo, bullet chain, cinching the headband for the call.
I am a real American in the playing in the background.
Yeah, this scumbag was on our sidelines. That school railroaded my players.
Yeah.
This is enough.
Yeah. No.
I got enough problems. I got a coach losing $80 million, playing with his fun bag.
That probably didn't.
Get Michigan out of here. I want Haller
Leave
to go.
the fun bag stuff out, but
I
yes,
want
everything
Haller
else.
going nuts.
I want his family. I want it burnt to the ground.
That's a reference to a movie Kenny hasn't seen. So, look.
No, but I think that Gene Smith has to be that guy. Allen, yes. Allen, everything that you said, he should be saying. But you got to match brand for brand. And Gene could come in with the block O and say, no. You're not just going to protect one school. You're going to look out for everybody. It's not fair that they've done this many times. Yeah, they're going to air out their grievances, and we're going to see. But, yeah, for them to say, you had somebody on your sideline, and, yeah, we got railroaded last year.
Yep. Haller better step up. Now, the other story, which has nothing to do with the main story, but it's a story. You had a staffer picked up buying liquor thinking he was meeting a 13-year-old girl. I launched that guy out of a cannon. The point is, it's not related. The only reason, A, it's in every update, I can't avoid it. But B, it's another thing. It's another thing in your football program. And eventually you get to a point where you go, enough. Enough. I got my old OC under investigation for computer crimes. I hired a racist in Shemmy. I played a felon. I had a kid retweet anti-Semitic rhetoric glitch. I'm under investigation where I probably lied to the NCAA. Now I'm under another investigation here for one of the biggest cheating scandals we've seen. Like, you just get to a point where enough. So I'm asking you. Rieger asked me a question. He goes, do you think the walls are closing in? I go, no. Because until or unless I hear or see Tony Petitti speak, there's nothing for me to go off of. The coaches are doing what anyone who's not affiliated with Michigan would do. They're cheaters. Hit them. I assume the ADs will do the same thing. Mm-hmm. Now, Petitti's first year as Big Ten commish could be his last year if he doesn't handle this right. So I won't believe it until I see it. We can operate in the what should happen and the what will happen. I am still not convinced that anyone's going to step to the plate and do anything of substance. Let me be very careful when I say that. Because, Rico, I've said to you, I feel like college football, with the way they've handled the last 4 years, whether it is NIL, whether it is the NCAA, whether it's conference realignment, whether it's these ridiculous TV packages, and now this so far, you may as well have Andy Cohen as the college football commissioner or Bethany Frankel and just host the games on Bravo.
Yeah, very laissez-faire. Just kind of let whatever happens.
So let's see. Now, I'll tell you the thing, if I'm a Michigan fan, I like the line in the piece that Petitti somehow wasn't fully aware how serious this was. That, if I'm a Michigan fan, makes me feel real good. Because either Petitti's the most dishonest scumbag on the planet or he's the dumbest. And either way, that's exactly what you want in your corner right now.
Yep. Or he was hoping as one of those, well, boys will be boys, and nobody's really going to be that upset about it. Oh, wait, Jim's off the line now. We got some problems.
David, you want to offer a few ticket texts? I'll throw the number to the people. 248-539-9797. What do you got?
It all comes down to this. Michigan is desperate to keep winning this season at all costs. It's their only way left to try and downplay the sign stealing.
Right, except one problem. I don't care about their needs and desires. They have every right to feel that way, but I don't care. Unless you're affiliated with that university, you don't care. I like how people ticket text stuff in, and it's not even about what we're talking about. I'm asking, do you feel like the Sharks are circling? Do you feel like it's getting more serious? This guy's over here saying, well, Michigan sure likes apples.
If the shoe was on the other foot and it was OSU had done all of this thing instead, the fan, I want the death penalty. But do you know who shouldn't be listening? Who shouldn't be listening to the fans' opinions? It's the Big Ten and the NCAA.
Right, and they're not.
They're listening to the coaches and the
ADs.
athletic director.
Now, does public pressure play a role? Yes. Is the media uncovering certain things that sure painted in a different light as an investigation goes on? Yes. But you're right. You don't make decisions for fans. No.
I'm done with Harbaugh. He needs to go, and if he isn't gone, then hello, Oregon. You have a new fan, Gabriel in Grand Blanc.
Let me ask you a question, David. And it's a compliment because I think you got a damn good team. Would it even matter if Harbaugh was there? He doesn't call the offense. He doesn't call the defense. Would it really matter? Would you miss that mouthful of tobacco that bad? Sharon Moore's an elite OC, right? Minter's the DC. Now, what about when they don't have their Sergeant Stallion? Guys, I can't fix it. I'm making a point here. Is Harbaugh really that big of a difference maker? He's not a coach that's out there calling stuff. Yeah, motivationally, us against the world, he's got value.
He's a figurehead.
But what if he was a martyr? What if he was let go? Isn't that a rallying cry for the team? Us against the world, right? I'm making a point. Enough's going on around this program. A regular university may have already suspended the coach for the rest of the year. They're not going to do it.
No.
But what if the Big Ten did? And that was the price to play for it all? I don't know a Michigan fan who wouldn't back that. You throw Jim over to the side of the boat and we keep playing. I'm asking. If you asked me, like if my school was in this position,
I don't think fans would do it.
and I could launch my coach out of a cannon to play for it all, I'm doing it.
Well, I already said I would do that.
No, but see, here's the thing. Okay. Cut his mic off. So let's just say the Mel Tucker stuff didn't happen. Okay? Didn't happen at all. And this was Michigan State. And then all of a sudden, we did find out that they were cheating and all of that. You don't have the same respect and love at MSU for Mel Tucker or anybody like Michigan has for Jim Harbaugh, because he was a captain, he was a player, he guaranteed a victory over Ohio State when he was a player. And then he came back and he won you stuff. Like, he's royalty, Mike. So I don't know if you could just toss him over the side of the boat like you could pretty much any other coach. You can talk now.
Thanks. I wanted to know if you'd call on me. What if you're a fan who values the brand?
But see, he's wrapped in the brand.
Right, but he's bleeped all over it with this nonsense and with how he's run his program the last year. So you can say, I just want to win. But you're not going to like it when we turn the page of the book and now everybody views you like Arkansas North. Like you're just a scumbag program like the rest. Their whole identity is built on faux exceptionalism.
Mm-hmm. And let me ask you this question then.
Yeah, buddy.
You toss them over the side of the boat, people are still going to think you were cheaters. So you might as well keep them.
But what if it gave you the opportunity to win it versus if you don't, maybe it doesn't present itself?
I understand. But I think at this point, we've reached the point of diminishing returns.
Yeah.
You could toss them over, you win it, you keep them, and you win it. The opinions of some will be the same.
Yeah, and believe me, I totally understand if I put myself in their perspective. Head down and just try to run through the wall and just go and dare somebody to do something about it. Just like I say, I don't have to care about their feelings. They don't have to care about the Big Tens, the NCAAs. If you're willing to pay the price, then go ahead. Risk it for the biscuit.
Yeah, just know that you're going to get in constant arguments at the barbershop, on radio shows, in public.
There's no argument. No, you don't get to argue.
No, because people are going to say, well, you cheated. Don't get angry. We didn't, and don't pull out your just, you know what, doesn't matter. We got the natty and move. That's your answer. Doesn't matter. We got the natty.
248-539-9797. We get to your phone calls next, 97.1.
Planet Fitness is the home of the judgment-free zone. And what does that mean? It means that anybody can work out and feel comfortable and work on their fitness goals. They're here to help you build a lasting and active lifestyle. At Planet Fitness, you'll experience a squeaky clean gym that has tons of equipment, whether it's treadmills, free weights, ellipticals, rowing machines, whatever it is that you need. And if you say you don't have time to work out, well, they got something for you too. How about a full body workout in just 30 minutes on the 30-minute circuit? And all memberships include fitness training. Can't get it out. All you got to do is come up with $1 down, $10 a month with no commitment. Go to any Planet Fitness to sign up. $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment whatsoever. But trust me, once you go there, you're going to want to keep going. As a matter of fact, you may even upgrade to the Planet Fitness Black Card, which will get you unlimited access worldwide over 2,400 locations, and you get unlimited guest privileges along with hydro massage chairs, and total body enhancements. But to get started, go to any Planet Fitness, $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment, or you can simply sign up online at planetfitness.com.
America's favorite place to watch football, Stadium Swim, Circa Resort and Casino in Las Vegas. Biggest games at the best viewing experience. 6 pools, 3 different levels, the largest outdoor sports book on the globe. Book your reservation now. If you have any hope of going to March Madness, book it now. Stadium Swim. Book that spot today, circalasvegas.com. All right, straight to the people. God help us, another day of this Michigan thing. Last night, deep in the night, report coaches, all call with Tony Petitti, the commissioner of the Big Ten. That didn't go well for Michigan and Harbaugh. Today, 5 o'clock, the ADs will be on the line. They're all demanding action. You tell me if you're starting to get nervous or if you're just like, look, I don't care. And that's fine. But this thing just keeps spiraling. And the separate thing is separate. I'm not looping it into this. That staffer getting picked up for being a pervert piece of garbage. That's separate. But the point is when you keep having stuff, there is an end point where you go, okay, you know what?
What's going on here?
Come on. Let's go to Mike, 97.1. Mike, how are you, buddy?
I'm good, Mike. How are you?
Okay. What's on your mind?
Anyway, I was a freshman year. My freshman year at U of M was the Fab Five.
Okay.
So I'm getting a real sense of deja vu with this whole thing coming back out. And I'm wondering how much of it is going to turn out the same way. Because if it turns out that there's some shadow rich bag man funding this guy, I'm wondering if they're really going to do a whole lot. Because the reality is it's not the sign stealing is not using the stolen signs isn't against the rules. It's how you get them. And just like Ed Martin got us the players back in the day and paid, away.
Right.
I think this is going to could turn out the same way.
Well, they're two different things, though. Buying players has never been as offensive as an actual integrity of the game. We've never seen something like this, Mike.
I agree. I agree with you, but the problem I'm having with college football, it's why I'm sort of like you, I'm starting to lose a little of my juice for it, is this outside NIL and all this money and all this stuff coming in on it. I'm wondering if this is not, the next NIL. We've got, rich guys planning to do this for Bama, for Clemson. Hey, why not send somebody? I'll send them the tapes. It's my money on here.
Yeah, and again, Mike, the easiest thing to do, and it's ridiculous that college football doesn't have it, is we need on-field communication for players. There should never be an opportunity. I mean, we still have guys holding up sandwich boards with pictures of an ice cream cone and Weird Al Yankovic on it. How about a green dot and a microphone?
You know what the funniest thing?
How about that?
No, you're right, because I was watching a commercial. I think it was for like AT&T, but long story short, it was for a deaf quarterback. But they were able to signal the play in because he would see, the coach would put it in, and in the visor in the helmet, he would see the play. And I'm thinking, okay, that's genius. Why not do that for everybody? You just signal the play in, quarterback says the play.
Oh, I mean, that's going to be the fix for this long term, but that has nothing to do with the 2.5 years you've impacted.
True.
Let's go over to Eric, 97.1. Eric, how you doing, buddy? Welcome.
Good. How you?
Good. What's on your mind?
So I don't know if anyone's touched on this before, but everyone's focusing on the play, stopping the play, or unfair advantage in the game or the season. If the defense knows what play's coming, you could injure the other team.
100%.
With superior athletes that Michigan has, either it's 2 or 3 guys tackling a guy versus 1 or 2,
100%.
or it's a guy with a head of steam who knows where the play's going. Somebody could be seriously hurt.
Listen, it's a competitive balance issue, an integrity of the game issue, and a player safety issue. And anyone who doesn't tell you that is being dishonest. I'm with you 100%, Eric. If I know that play, you could absolutely destroy someone. The timing is everything, and these are high-speed collisions. No, I'm with you, Eric.
Yeah, any other sport, it's like, okay, you're stealing a sign in baseball. Well, that means you hit the ball or don't hit the ball. But, Football's a different story.
I totally agree with you. And we've had coaches call the show and say the same. I'm just not going to get all aboard. While I won't get all aboard the train that drops an atom bomb on you, because I don't know that that's fair yet. I've never gotten on the bus of minimizing this thing. I've never understood it. Because here's the weird part with me. I don't love anything in sports enough to lie for it. I don't care. I'm a Giants fan. I hit my team with a sledgehammer because I understand no matter how much I like my team or how important it is to my pops, they're ass. They're garbage. John Mara, mediocre to subpar owner. Like, we do stupid stuff. I don't understand how you can love something so much, especially for a vast majority of you who never went to school there. I don't know how you could love something that much where you would suspend disbelief and just go full conspiracy. I don't get it.
It's tribalism, Mike.
I don't understand. But it's politics.
Yeah.
How do you love the left or the right enough to subscribe to that crap? That's the whole point I'm making.
Because we all want to be right, and you want to support the side or the team that wins it all. So you could say, yes, I am a member of this. That's what we are.
Okay.
It's tribalism at its best.
But much like politics, I know what a joke all of it is, and people on both sides should be thrown in jail, and I don't participate in it. That's what's kind of hanging in the balance here for college football.
Yeah.
Because I don't need to participate in something that's basically turning into politics. It's silly. All right? There are people on the left that ought to be in prison and people on the right that ought to be in prison. Full stop. It's not that you're right and the other guy's wrong. You're all wrong.
Right? But
Just like this.
I'm more right than you are wrong.
Okay, then.
No, that's pretty much the argument. I'm more right than you're wrong.
I understand
Stuff, things, yelling.
Pillows.
So, yes, this is what happens.
I know.
You have to stand up for whoever it is that you believe in. This for Michigan fans now, this is the whole let it play out. Now, the thing is, if you were just consistent about that, because once again, if you flipped this and said this was Ryan Day in Ohio State, you would not be feeling this way. Remember, these same fans who are telling you, oh, you should just wait, they pretty much wanted MSU's program buried after the tunnel incident. The fight that happened in the tunnel, I want them all done. They should be done with football. They should never play again. This was an endangerment to everything. This is not what we stand for. Wait, stuff's going on in my school. You know what? We should just be fair about it.
Let it play out.
Play out. That's what everybody does.
But I don't. I'm a freak, I guess. All right, let's go to Chris, 97.1.
Hey, guys. When this thing started, I said this is the beginning of the end of Harbaugh. Big Michigan fan, and I know, Rico, you brought this scenario up. I would certainly take Harbaugh being dismissed because I think the Big Ten could do something like this. Hey, guys, you can't play for the Big Ten championship this year. Now, if Michigan runs the table 12-0 and the Big Ten says this weekend or right after they beat Purdue, you can't play for the Big Ten title, he will get fired. Because Ohio State, get this. So Ohio State's 12-1. Michigan's 12-0. And we can't go to the CFP, he'll get fired.
And that's, listen, Chris, here's your problem. Behind the scenes, they're trying to extend this guy. It's colleges.
That's the most ridiculous thing.
Yeah, I know, but it's not when you think about it this way. Michigan State, Michigan, all these schools, they're all so insulated in these podunk-ass towns. They don't operate in a well-oiled manner, like they're not attached to reality. They're in their insulated snow globe. And they just cater to their globe. And it's happened at State. It's happened at Ohio State, Michigan. There's always an issue of insulation. Rico, the idea that I just feel like you are making yourself a bigger target the more hubris you act with. And everything Michigan's doing right now, it's like you're asking for the media to keep doing this.
Mm-hmm. They're going to keep digging. Rather than just walk out there and say 3 games or just like earlier this year, you made the whole recruiting thing go away And you even benefited saying, we're giving assistant coaches a chance to be head coaches. And people bought that.
Free hardball. From who? The school's own
Right. They had
administration?
T-shirts, free gym, free hardball. You can do the same thing right now and still play for all of your goals. You can do 3 games right now. You still have Ohio State championship game, college football playoffs, and it's over.
He'd have to be suspended for Ohio State for it to have any meaning. I'm not mad at you for your suggestion. I'm telling you how I'd react to it, and I think a lot of other people. 248-539-9797. Oh, you're right. Moran Buick GMC, your schedule's packed this fall. Whether it's kids getting to the sporting events, the new Acadia from Moran is the answer. Seating up to 7, 24 months, $266 a month, $19.99 down. You're ready to roll. New stock arrives daily, MoranExpress.com. You know the drill. Certified service, you get the free loaner vehicle, Moran Buick GMC. They got you covered. You're always going to get the lowest price, period. It's on Telegraph, just north of Eureka and Taylor, or at MoranExpress.com. It's Moran Buick GMC. We are professional grade.
The Red Wings will try to make it back-to-back wins when they play the Panthers tonight at Little Caesars Arena. At 13 points, Detroit is the third best team in the Eastern Conference, trailing just the Bruins and Rangers. Puck drop tonight against Florida is at 7 o'clock. The pregame show at 6:45 right here on 97.1. The Pistons aim to avoid back-to-back losses when they play the Pelicans in New Orleans tonight. Turnovers, they continue to plague Detroit. The Pistons committed 18 of them while blowing a double-digit lead against Portland last night. Detroit,
hey, don't worry about it. Zion's taking the night off.
We're going to win. 2-3 on the young season, Rico. Tip off at 8 o'clock. The pregame show at 7:35 on our sister station, WWJ. And the bye week rolls on for the Lions. We've, of course, got Thursday Night Football tonight, though, on the Bet 1270. David Steelers play host to the Titans at 8:15. I'm Luke Sloan. More at 4 o'clock or at 97onetheticket.com.
All right, we're going to get to the calls. Are we doing deal breakers today, boys?
Yeah, we have it ready.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I was saying we got a little something from the NFL as well.
Oh, God. All right.
Yes, we do. Not that.
Oh, my bad. Sorry.
As you would like to say, relax, calm down.
Okay, my bad.
David,
What's
hit
going
it.
No. It's 3:37 with Derek Stevens next.
So here's what we're going to do. We did this in the quarter mark, so we're going to go back to it, review it for the halfway mark of the NFL. Will you change any of your selections? We had the biggest disappointment. Mike, you said the Chargers as a team and Justin Fields as a player. Rico, you said the Bengals and Burrow as a player. Are we changing any of that?
I would like to rescind what I said about Cincinnati and Joe Burrow, especially after he just spanked my team. Yes, that I will rescind. You know who I'm going to say is the biggest disappointment is Jordan Love and the Green Bay Packers. I thought that they had an opportunity to be the second best team in the NFC North. I thought Jordan Love had everything in front of him. They didn't ask him to go out there and be this great superstar. He looks like he's not ready. He took all of this time on the bench. Now, he's not a true rookie. So he did it the old-fashioned way, and he still stinks.
I'm not changing my team because I think I'm right. Do you want me to change the player because he got hurt?
You don't have to.
No, you don't have to.
No, you don't have to at all.
No, then
You're
I'll
not
just,
embarrassing like I picked the Bengals.
You went all in Bengals and Burrow.
No, all right, next.
So positive surprise, you went with the positive side, Mike. You said Commanders was a surprise in the first quarter, along with the Dolphins. Rico, you said Bucks and Brock Purdy.
You know what?
I think you want to change that one, don't you?
I do, David, because I don't think the Bucks are the same team that I thought that they were going to be.
Oh, that's not the one I thought you were going to change.
So I'm going to go ahead and change that to I'm looking at the Dolphins. I know this isn't going to age well because they don't do well in the snow and when things start to get cold. The other one, maybe I may have given up on the Cowboys too soon. Dallas, yeah, they got embarrassed by San Francisco, but they've been playing some pretty good football. Now, the other thing, I don't remember saying that.
So you're really not going to change anything on being
Positive.
a surprise?
Well, you know what? I am surprised now.
Surprised the other way
I'm
around,
surprised the
yeah.
other way that it went south so fast for him. Like, there was no middle ground. It was just he went from not throwing a pick and winning all the time to basically being Oprah out there. You get a pick, and you get a pick, and you get a pick. Hey, I see you down the field. Hey, there you go. 30 yards down the field, you get a pick too.
So what we did was you all had a choice of giving your best or worst division in the first quarter. You all did not give a worst division, but you gave the best division. Mike, yours was the NFC East. Rico, yours was the NFC West. Are we changing, adjusting?
I mean, if I were going to change it, do we go AFC North? We go with the Steelers. We go with the Browns, Bengals, Ravens. I'd probably opt to move it there. Commanders have now gone to sell mode. Yeah, that would be the change I'd make. The worst division is actually the one the Lions playing.
Okay, all right.
Now that Cousins is dead?
Yeah, I was going to say the NFC.
I'm sorry.
The NFC North, because the NFC East the Jets are fool's gold. They got a victory because they played the Giants. That's why I got a winning record. But in the NFC North, 6-2, followed by 4-3, 4-3, and 4-3. Like, this is going to be a battle all the way through where you could easily see 3 of those teams making the playoffs.
So we went to the offensive rookie of the year, and at the moment, in the quarter mark, Mike, you said Puka Nacua was the offensive rookie of the year. Rico, you said C.J. Stroud. Are we changing, adjusting, or keeping it the same?
I don't think we got to change a thing. I think Rico and I both have a legit claim there. Those are both rock solid.
Yeah, that was hot. That was right on. It still continues.
You know, you want Jordan Addison in the mix, you can have it, but now you got Josh Dobbs throwing him the ball.
Well,
mistakes are made.
I'll stick with CJ.
So this one's interesting because we've now had a coach fired. First coach fired is what we went with. You all both said Eberflus.
He woke up this morning and said, I made it, bastards.
But I'm still going to give you credit because within the conversation, you both still mentioned McDaniels as an option there. So I'm still going to give you partial credit for it. But next coach fired. That's what I want to know now. Next coach fired.
I'm doubling down.
Oh, my.
I'm going to double down.
I'm doubling down.
I mean, the only thing worse than the things that come out of Michigan is what comes out of Bears headquarters. Like, okay, and the FBI is there, and now your running back coach has just been fired. Like, yeah, Eberflus.
I want to think about this. I'm trying. You know, Josh Harris, the way he's gone about his business owning the Commanders, you know, could you fire Rivera and give the enemy a tryout? Could I see it?
They did sell their defense away.
I don't have a great answer other than Eberflus. I don't. I'm sorry.
That's
I'm
fair.
doing a terrible job.
It should be him. And let's finish it off with what we did here as MVP. So at the quarter mark, Mike, you said CMC, but you did mention Josh Allen. He had 75% completion percentage at the time.
He's out.
Rico, you also said CMC, and then you also mentioned Brock Purdy.
I'm going to stick with CMC. He's he scores a touchdown every game. He set the NFL record.
Purdy's going to be saying that soon enough.
Yeah. You're sticking with CMC, both of you. I think that's right.
I'm going to stick with CMC. Maybe looking at what Tua's doing out in Miami.
That is fair. And that is the halfway point. That is in football today.
All right, NFL, it loosely defined as an NFL game tonight. Titans and Steelers, NFL same-game parlays. Probably the only way to make that nonsense watchable. It's FanDuel, FanDuel.com/ticket. You know the drill, whether it's the SGPs that are pre-built, make your own, the same-game parlay. They've got bonuses, all kinds of odds boosts. It's FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NFL. 21 and up, present Michigan. Refund issued, non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Max refund $5 unless otherwise specified. Restrictions apply. See terms. Sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem. 1-800-270-7117. All right, we will get back to your phone calls momentarily. We do it every week at this time. We talk to our man out in Las Vegas. We'll be out there. It's only going to be a couple months away. That's the crazy part. Before we know, it's going to be Christmas. We'll be out there for March Madness. Derek Stevens, Circa, and the D, Las Vegas. Derek, what's going on, brother? How are you?
All good, all good. How you guys doing?
Doing good, man. Question for you. We were talking about just now the NFL a little bit and the halfway mark. I was wondering, NFL Coach of the Year. Dan Campbell was a real popular name at the start of the year. Do you take action on that? And what are the adjusted odds for Dan Campbell to be the Coach of the Year?
Yeah, I mean, he's gone now to the favorite.
Wow.
Wow. He was before Monday night. He was the favorite. And as I'm on with you, I'm looking it up right now. But based upon what he did last week, he maintained his favorite status. That's for sure.
Derek, staying with the NFL, this was going to be a good game for whether it was played in Miami or Kansas City. But do you take into account that both teams now have to fly over to Frankfurt, Germany, with the Chiefs and the Dolphins? It looks like it's almost a pick'em game. I think Kansas City's a 1.5-point favorite. Does location in Germany play that big of a difference when you guys come up with this number?
Yeah, it does. Hey, just to answer the last question, Dan Campbell's plus 260 at Circa Sports. The next favorite is Mike McDaniel for Miami at plus 450. So he's pretty dominant. The first choice as for we use the AP Coach of the Year. So Campbell's definitely the favorite. All right, let's go to Germany now. That takes a lot into it. I mean, I think what we've seen how different teams have treated these Europe games. I mean, look at what the Ravens did when John Harbaugh went a few years back, and then they got smoked. They went on the Friday. Now this year they leave on the Monday to get acclimated, and the Ravens come through. Look at the way Jacksonville played against Buffalo in London. They were there, for effectively 10 days before that game, where Buffalo had to come in a little bit cold. I think everyone now is taking into account the travel schedule of the teams going overseas, whether they've elected to take a bye after, things like that. So that's definitely a critical factor in posting the number.
Derek, we're gonna get Rico hip to something here. It is the magic of the primetime under. And I always try to look at it from your perspective as Steelers Titans. Now, primetime unders, Rico, if you just blind bet these things, you'd make money. Now, tonight, case
just like
in point.
Betting the field in craps.
Like betting an under in a Service Academy matchup. You just have to do it. Titans Steelers, the over-under tonight, I'm seeing anything from 36.5 to 38s. But, Derek, as a book, what can you do to break a trend like that? Like, these numbers are already low, and they keep hitting.
Oh, there's nothing we could do to break a trend like that. All we could do is just go with price discovery and keep moving the number down until some of those unders turn into overs.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, Mike, if you like under tonight, find that 38 somewhere.
I listen, Derek, I want no part of this game tonight. None. This game, I understand money's money. I can't.
So you made fun of me for saying the two punts.
No, I did, but Derek will appreciate this because last week Derek brought this up. So it's a segue into the single lowest total I've ever seen in my life. Now, I don't know, Derek, maybe you got something better. Iowa Northwestern, 29.
Right, you're right. I mean, that is a good segue to this topic. I mean, again, we're not trying to break anything, but we opened that thing at 29. And, it's moved up now to 31. I will tell you, I've personally in my life, and I made a lot of bets on favorites, on dogs, on overs and unders. I've never, ever thought about going under 29 in a professional or in any type of football game. That is a number where I would just go over on principle.
That one's 29, and then Air Force and Army play. Here's the wacky part of this. Air Force is an 18.5-point favorite in a game with an over-under of 31.
Yeah. You're not going to be able to parlay those together. Pretty crazy. I mean, pretty crazy.
It's insane.
Well, you know what? If you want to just add to this and make the trifecta, go ahead and take the MSU Nebraska under 34.5.
I quit. that is the sadness parlay. Derek left people asleep at Stadium Swim. Hey, what'd you bet, buddy?
Hey,
Under.
Rico, it's even lower than that. It's down to 34 here right now.
Oh, Jesus. Derek, we appreciate it. We will. Can we? You know what I want to do? I'm only going to ask you about overs next week. It'll be like the USC game, over under 76.
That's why I led with the Chiefs and the Dolphins. That's
I know.
Fun.
Derek, we appreciate it. We'll talk to you next week, brother.
Great to talk to 97.1 The Ticket. Take care, guys. Thinking about you a lot from Vegas.
Thank you, Dave. I mean, that is, honestly, you imagine you're at a pool party at Stadium Swim. Hey, why's that cabana asleep? Oh, they bet the Iowa Northwestern game.
No. This is where
31.5.
You're looking at it the wrong way, Mike. This is the set it and forget it. You place the bet, and then you go and have the loud music, and you know jump in the water and swim and have fun because you don't have to watch the game. You don't need to watch the game. You just let the game happen.
Do they get to 14?
Set it and forget it. That's it. Make the bet, put the ticket away, and go have fun.
What are you, Ron Popeil?
Yes.
To set it and forget it?
Set it and forget
You know what?
it.
Kenny, do you know Ron Popeil?
Can't say as I do, Mike.
You don't know about the spray hair?
No.
Oh, you missed that. 90s infomercials.
I was born in the 90s. How can I be alive for 90s infomercials?
You were technically alive. You just didn't see it.
94.
Here's the thing. It's like that time when I bet all the unders in the Big Ten West and then Wisconsin scores like a garbage touchdown in the last 30 seconds of the game. But yeah, it was just, I'm not watching any of these games. I'm just going to take the under and see what happens.
Let's get to these calls. I want to do deal breakers just to break the day up because this Michigan stuff, it's hard on the listener. It's hard on us. I'm tired of it. Like, I need Tony Petitti to make a statement and we can move on. But we'll do deal breakers in the 4 o'clock. And then I want to give Rico a chance to do a fan intervention with me. It's not if I'm a bad fan. It's how bad of a fan am I? It's a question. We're going to get to that in the 4 o'clock as well. Your phone calls next, though, 97.1.
Brought to you by Mother Waddles. The Red Wings will try to make it back-to-back wins when they play the Panthers tonight at Little Caesars Arena. At 13 points this year, Detroit is the third best team in the Eastern Conference, trailing just the Bruins and Rangers. Head coach Derek Lalonde was asked about what the Wings are focusing on as the calendar flips to November. Puck drop against Florida is at 7 o'clock. The pregame show at 6:45 right here on 97.1. Pressure is mounting on Michigan as we get ready for Saturday night's game against Purdue. During a conference-wide call yesterday, several coaches expressed anger that the Big Ten has not taken any action on the Wolverines' alleged sign-stealing scheme. Meantime, Michigan is a massive 32.5-point favorite over the Boilermakers at the Big House. And staying in the Big Ten this afternoon, schedules for next season will be released right now, actually, as we speak, and we'll have more on those schedules coming up at 4:30. The Pistons aim to snap a 2-game losing streak and not turn the ball over against the Pelicans in New Orleans tonight. Tip-off at 8 o'clock. The pregame show at 7:35 on our sister station, WWJ. And the bye week continues for the Lions, but we've got Thursday Night Football tonight on the Bet 1270. The Titans visit the Steelers at 8:15. At the Ticket Update Desk, I'm Luke Sloan. For more, go to 97.1 The Ticket or Odyssey.com.
I wish I liked anything as much as Kenny likes that song. By the way, just an aside, Roberto, it's a compliment to your work and apparently the audio in here. Luke Sloan, our intrepid update anchor, is like, wow, that's great sound amplification. And Rico's like, yeah, that's not amplified. Oh my God. I'm like,
yeah, that was a real thing.
Yeah, Luke, I'm sorry. Other note, and Luke made it a part of his update, and I know we don't have time to get to it today. It is a public service announcement. If you're not watching the Red Wings, you're missing out. They're really worth your time. They're fun. They're fast. They're exciting. DeBrincat, when he's on the ice, you know it. I'm not telling you by any means this is going to be some kind of like Mighty Ducks movie. Gordon Bombay leading us to the Stanley Cup. Guys, they're good. That's a good hockey team, and they're fun. So if you're bored and you don't want to look in the mirror and hate yourself for watching Wake Forest and Duke football tonight, or Syracuse and Boston College, give the Wings a shot. Great broadcast crew, great presentation. Just give the Red Wings a little love.
Much better than the other team they share an arena with.
Now, hang on.
Hey, you know what? No. They just turned the ball over.
Right.
A lot.
Let me say this, because I know they think I never say nice things about them.
You know.
Well, mainly because they're awful. They're at least fun. Now, the turnovers, not fun. But Cade has played really well. Jalen Duren looks like he's going to be a double-double machine. Now, he'll never play outside of 8 feet. But he's exciting. The putbacks, the dunks, the rebounds. There's at least the formative pieces of a team that can be fun.
I like what Monty Williams is trying to do here. Now,
I'm not playing Killian Hayes.
You like that?
Well,
Killian Hayes is the new Dan Cleary.
Honestly,
Mike, thank you for putting that into terms that I can understand. Now I get it.
Kenny lit up like a light bulb.
Mike, here's the thing. Aside from that, October 5th, that weekend, we got to take off. Got to hit the Allison Stadium.
Why?
MSU, Oregon. The date just got announced.
Oh, next year?
Next year. October 5th.
If Urban's the coach, I'd consider it.
Okay.
But if they start trotting out, the dead body of Pat Narduzzi or something, you're on your own.
Just letting you know.
Quack, quack. Yeah. We'll get to it. David, a few ticket texts, and we'll get to the calls. And then we're going to do deal breakers. And then we're going to go away from this Michigan thing. And I want to have a little fun. And basically, it's a chance for Rico to call me a bad fan.
Someone says, I bought everything Ron Pape made. He made a pocket fisherman.
Hold on. Time out. Roberto had an admission to us in the commercial break that his father continues to be, I'll just be polite, one of the interesting people. He apparently bought everything Ron Popeil ever advertised on TV.
We had the rotisserie. It was fantastic. It always came out great.
Spray hair.
No, he didn't do. That's the one he didn't do. But we did the pasta maker. We made Italian sausage in the pasta maker.
Well, you were talking about your father's wine, which was quite popular.
Very popular among some people.
Okay, let's leave that alone. Why would he leave it in the garage? 248.
We needed to pay tribute.
Okay.
I'll leave it at that.
Let's just move it along, please.
That's where the conversation just got really sad and dark. It's like, wow, we were talking about rotisserie stuff, and now I'm sad.
Kenny, you know how we do this once in a while with college football highlights for you? Yep. Where you're like, who's that guy? And I'm like, just type in Mike Vick against Boston College.
I already did that one.
No, I'm saying type in Ron Popeil spray hair. You haven't lived unless you've seen that infomercial.
Got a bald spot?
Yeah.
Not anymore.
All right, it's loading up.
Okay,
now.
you indulge in that. I'm gonna get to the ticket text. Go.
I can't wait.
I love when we take Kenny back to the old school. It hasn't failed us yet. He seems to enjoy.
Just spraying it on there. If I go bald, I need some of this product, man.
I don't think they sell it anymore.
It's probably toxic to your hair. Jesus.
The guy's as bald as I am, and they're spraying this.
Like he's spraying the side of a garage.
What? You remember when Rieger was with us? You remember Carlos Boozer did that to his hair that one night?
Oh, yeah.
What was it called? Bayesian? Bayesian?
This is just spray paint.
No, but all right, now I want you to see in real life, type in Carlos Boozer hair.
Remember, we did it to Rieger, and it
That's
didn't
what
look that bad.
I thought Rieger actually looked pretty good. I can't lie to you.
I remember watching that. I wasn't here, but I remember watching. I was a P1.
That was fun.
First time caller, long time listener.
He was a great sport.
Still have the Ron Popeil rotisserie. Makes the best chicken, someone said.
Oh, my God. That thing is still spinning after all these
How's
years?
it still working?
My 30 years and going strong. Ticket text.
I just brush my teeth, I floss, and then I just spray on my hair and go right to work.
The fact that people bought the spray on hair.
Just made numbers. They sold stuff.
Right.
A lot of it.
Like, did you? It's spray paint. Like, you still don't have any hair.
And any other ticket
This guy's
text?
hair's not black.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Someone says Killian Hayes is the new Harvey Baez.
No, oh boy. But I'm just saying, they've at least come out and had some entertainment value early in the year. The wings are legitimately good, though.
They are.
There's a difference.
I should head to that game tonight.
Well, Kenny does every night.
The wings?
Kenny's got a full season ticket package.
I'm just waiting for Kenny to invite me for one
I
game.
am going tonight. How did you know?
Yeah,
Because they play, and it's a day of the week that ends in Y.
So, Kenny, you know what? How about we go down Sunday? The Lions are off. Let's go see the Pistons play Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah. They got the Suns on Sunday.
I could probably make that happen.
You coming with us, Mike?
Oh, God, no. Let's go to Mike. Let's go to Mike, 97.1. Hi, Mike. How are you?
I'm doing great. It's an honor to be on the best talk radio show in this whole town. So thanks for taking my call.
Thank you. Tell all the girls that. Thank you so much.
Hey, what I was wondering is, for the last couple of weeks, we've been doing nothing but speculate on this whole Michigan fallout thing. And yesterday, I think it was, you had mentioned that, this whole thing allegedly started right when Michigan improved remarkably their on-field product.
Yeah.
So my question to you is, if come Saturday, Michigan has a problem getting rid of Purdue, and then they roll into Happy Valley and they have problems or even, God forbid, lose to Penn State, what do you think that says about the reality of this situation? And do you think that Harbaugh needs to get a contract now before anyone can allege that he's a fraud.
Wow, that's a hell of a question, Mike. I mean, okay, so let's attack the first thing. If they all of a sudden look mortal, I think that's pretty damning. Now, look, what's good for you and bad for you at the same time is I think there's only one team in this league that might be within a touchdown of you, and that might be OSU.
No. But I guess what Mike is saying, what if like Purdue is last year's Illinois?
No, I'm saying,
yeah.
If that's my point, is everything's so easy anyways that them winning impressively, there's no win. It's almost like playing a MAC school. So Mike goes, all right, what if they look mortal? Like, what if they only beat Purdue by 14? And then what if all of a sudden they're in this last 2 minutes to go, game on the line down at Penn State? And we go, well, Penn State. I get what Mike is saying. The contract extension, Mike, I've said it before I knew everything going on with this. We talked about just offer a guy a lifetime deal and be done with it. He's going to leave for the NFL if he wants, or he'll stay if he wants. And if the NCAA finds guilt, well, there'll be language in there. So I don't even know if it matters. My point is, Mike, let me ask you this. Now that all this stuff has been coming out the last 3 weeks, where are you comfortable with the school trying to force that extension through what sounds like this week?
You know, I really don't know what to think. And I want to tell you that I am a Michigan fan, but I'm also a football fan. I would say more so than a Michigan fan. You know, I root for Michigan as long as they're not playing Michigan State. If they're playing Michigan State, I still root for Michigan, but I will root for Michigan State against anyone else. I want to see good football. I want a good on-field product. And I really don't know what to think about this, and that's why I'm so concerned. I mean, I guess Michigan could come out this Saturday and annihilate Purdue, and then they go up to Happy Valley and they annihilate Penn State, and I think that would shut everybody up pretty much. But I don't know what the odds of that happening are.
Well, I think
if they annihilate Ohio State, that would shut everybody up, because then it's just like, okay, what else do you have to say about us?
Yeah, that's fair. And again, I mean, Mike, all due respect, you're a very good football team. Purdue is very bad. You're 34-point favorites for a reason. Purdue's terrible. I happen to have the unfortunate privilege of watching a good amount of them at Nebraska last week. Oh, boy. Why? Okay. A, it's Saturday. I watch football from noon until closure. Second of all, cash the ticket. Download it wherever you get your podcast. The quality of the game does not dictate whether we bet on it or not. And I do a radio show. I feel like I have to watch games. Okay. I know other guys at this place don't subscribe to that.
Right.
I do.
Right. No. If I sit there and say, I watched that, you need a life. You need a job. You need to find a hobby.
No.
You actually sat and watched that.
I watched Purdue to make fun of a friend of mine, not to...
Yeah, it's funny. You always bring that guy up. That poor guy. Like, he's a Purdue fan, and he's got to deal with you.
Oh, he sure does. Every week.
This poor guy.
Every week. Oh, you had the game until. So sorry.
Right. Like, that's... Because you always say, I got better things to do, so I picture you're watching the big games. If that's the case, then...
I watch everything.
Yeah, Colorado, right? Big games.
I was all over that, including losing my bet with a minute to go. That was exciting. Thanks a lot for that meaningless touchdown.
I've been watching the locker room.
Andrew, 97.1. What's up, Andrew?
What's going on today, fellas?
How are you, sir?
My thing is, I feel like Michigan's bare minimum should be banned from the postseason, because the whole situation when Ohio State players were getting tattoos for jerseys, they got a postseason ban. That was an undefeated team, and all they was doing was getting tattoos. When you have organizational dysfunction, when you don't have control of your employees, that all falls back onto the coach. And when you already have one prior investigation going on, then this second investigation going on, it just, for the NCAA and or the Big Ten not to discipline Michigan, it just shows that Michigan is above everybody else. What y'all do is y'all going to get different rules and regulations because they are Michigan and you are not.
Yeah, I
don't feel that.
And Andrew, I think that was the message. If you look at the reports from this all call with all the coaches and Tony Petitti, the Big Ten commissioner, I think that's part of what they're saying is if you don't do this, then it's justice and just us. And again, different day and age when the Ohio State thing happened. The difference would be those players getting tattoos or selling commemorative pants was not a real-time integrity advantage. Just wasn't. So I can't argue what you're saying. I can't. Also, CMU's conducted their investigation and has completed it. Okay. On the brawl after the game. 2 CMU players have been suspended. Weird. That investigation for Sergeant Stallone still going. I got bad news for old Mac up there. If you haven't found out who it was, we know who it was. Hey, winter's the time to call Comer and Cross. Get your new garage floor installed. Not next spring, this winter. It's a lot easier getting a new Comer and Cross garage floor in winter. They install all winter long. And you're going to use your new Comer and Cross garage floor the most. Let's face it, you're not leaving your car outside. And in one day, the job's done. They take all your stuff, move it out. They do the work. One day, they put all your stuff right back. And I mean right back. It's as if they were never there. Comer and Cross premium garage floor coatings. Get them. They're fabulous. 248-266-4443 or simply go to comerandcrossgarage.com. All right, we try to do this every week, and I know last week we got sidetracked with the Michigan thing, but we do deal breakers, little sports life, ball breaking, some fun. We got a fan intervention coming up. We will reset the Michigan thing at 5. That's when that meeting is supposed to start as well. But let's have a little fun, little deal breakers for you. Yeah, see?
Yeah.
You know what's funny? The idea that this music, A, was ever selected, but B, has lasted a year because of how bad it is.
Well, because you like it. That's why.
If this was like James Cagney. All right. Roberto, what do you have for us this week?
All right, here's one. Ready? Here we go.
Yes, and you're out of breath already.
I know. That was a long walk. Your wife says she is going grocery shopping. You leave to go out about 20 minutes later. You see her car parked outside a nearby restaurant. Do you park and go in and see what's up, or ask her about it when you get home?
Wow. We just straight to the deep end.
Wow. Went right in there.
No warm up, no kiss, no nothing.
No.
Okay.
I'm going to go first on this one because I guess I'm as.
Whoops, wrong one. Wrong one. That was meant to be this.
I'm going to assume some things in this situation.
No.
I have a lot of kids, okay? We all know this, right? So if my wife tells me she's going to the grocery store and I see her at a restaurant, I don't care. That means you needed a break. And you just didn't want to tell me. The kids were at home. You needed a break. It is what it is. Fine. I don't care.
Right.
I guess I'm seeing it that way. Maybe I'm wrong.
Now, what about what if you're Kenny?
I do a little bit of snooping. I peek my head through the window. I pop my head through the door. I got to see what's going on. Otherwise, the morbid curiosity will eat me alive.
I'm with Kenny.
I have to.
I may not interrupt, but I got to see what's going on.
I'm with David.
You might not see me, but I'm going to pop my head in that.
You know what's funny, David? I'm sorry, Rico. I did not mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, because if not, I'm at that point. Okay, let me just text. So can you pick this up from the store? Are you at the store right now? And she says yes.
But this is interesting, and it's not a shot. Don't take it this way. The two guys who aren't married have that perspective, and the two guys who are, like I share David's. The minute I got to start worrying or the minute I have that thought, I'm in real trouble.
So already too late. Yeah.
Well, Kenny, we're not married.
No, I didn't say it like that.
You don't have the trust.
Did.
The trust is broken.
It's not.
My God!
It's not the trust. It's the fact that you're at a restaurant. Like,
it'd be different if like Roberto changed it, and I'm not doing this, but like if Roberto did the deal breaker and she goes, "Hey, I'm going to the grocery store," and it's 9:30 at night, and then you drive by the Patagonia Club and you see her getting out in valet in a different outfit. Now that's a different thing.
Well, it's not like we followed her to the restaurant either. It's not like we were active.
Right. It's
what
like
if she just wanted some?
So here's the thing. If that's the case, you know what? Let me see how long she's going to be in there. So I'll just park and wait. If it's like a pickup order to go, okay, sure. Felt like boiled shrimp.
If it's a place that maybe we frequently go to, maybe she's picking us up something.
Nah, at that point, right. But if it's just some random restaurant, like,
this is good. That's a good one by you. Now, is it from your life?
No, I swear to God.
No, because I know what you do sometimes. All right, let's go to the next one.
No, mine would be you keep a separate set of dress clothes in your trunk.
All right,
No. Okay. All right, let's keep it moving.
All right, here we go. You own your own business. You ask your assistant to send flowers to a worker of yours who's in the hospital. You go to see the woman in the hospital. When you look at the card on the flowers, it says it's from the assistant, not you. The woman already called the assistant and thanked him, although he never mentioned they were from him, that they were not from him. Do you fire him or give him a pass?
No, you got to give him a pass.
Fire him for that?
You can't fire him. What are you, Logan Roy?
Right. I mean, I may make fun of him.
I love it.
Right.
You can't do that.
Hey, dirtbag, how was the flowers that I sent that you got thanked for?
You mess with him later on, probably.
You couldn't figure out how to spell my name?
This is like the big salad in Seinfeld. You took credit for this salad. No.
Yeah, it's somebody taking credit for your deed.
Exactly.
Hey, do you want your world ruined? How about this? And Kenny, it stuns me because you don't acknowledge anything that's happened before 2010. But I know you're a Seinfeld fan. So I didn't know Seinfeld was in town this weekend. I had no idea. Evan went to the show. And I said, man, how old is Seinfeld now? He's still touring. And Evan was like, I don't know, 55 or something. No. I looked it up. Do you know how old Jerry Seinfeld
65.
is? 70.
Wow.
I was depressed because I grew up on that show. And I know you like it. That's like the only thing you've brought from the 90s.
I also grew up on that show. I used to watch it with my family the whole
Loved it.
Like now, he's like Don Rickles now.
70.
70, yeah.
He looks good for 70, though.
He
Have
looks
you seen
great.
Pictures of him? He looks great.
Yeah, I never knew he was here. They sold the tickets like 6 months ago.
Yeah, only reason I know is because I guess I think one of the shows gave him away. The morning show gave him away.
Morning show, yeah.
So all right. No, I mean, I used to like Seinfeld as well.
David?
Until Kramer.
Never watched the show.
David!
Never watched the show. Until these two gave me like 5 shows to watch during the last holiday. I never watched.
You know what's funny?
You know what, David? The thing is, I think I've watched every show. And now that I know about the whole, I can't watch it anymore. I can't watch another episode.
Yeah, that's fair.
He ruined it for me.
Okay, noted. If you don't know what Rico's talking about, I'm sure the internet will tell you.
Just look up.
We'll just leave that alone.
Michael Richards.
Yeah, Kenny's Roasters. No, not that episode. We're talking his stand-up. Next.
All right, here's one more for you. You found out that your wife has opened 3 department store credit cards and they're all maxed out.
Now we have a problem.
It's her name on the card, but since you are married, it could affect your credit. Do you tell her to cut them up or make sure she figures out a way to pay them off?
You know what? She was just at a restaurant. That's fine.
This is different.
Rico, me and you have the edge here. Don't get married. That's get out of jail free card.
Not attached to me.
Kenny, what do they call it in euchre? What are you, in the barn or whatever? Kenny with the trump card.
What you're talking about?
You know, what do they say like when you win the hand or whatever? I never learned how to play euchre. It never made sense to me.
Me either.
Hey, I'm not from here. It's different. Once they told me the picture cards didn't mean anything, I was like, what?
I'm from here. When I tell people I don't know how to play euchre, they look at me like I'm crazy.
Well, here, let me help you out. Kenny, you know what? With that comment, me and you, we're just going to run a Boston on these two.
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
Rico,
I don't think that's a
Spades.
compliment, is it?
No, that's from Spades. David knows.
I know what that is.
That's from Spades.
My God.
Of course I know.
Now, back to the issue. It's a complete violation of trust. It's absurd. It's financial irresponsibility. It's outrageous. You
Wah.
No. Come on.
Yeah, you just can't do that. If you get it on your own, okay, I don't care. But you're gonna max them all out? No, I'm sorry, no.
But maybe she just needed the cards for space and time because you're so fertile, David, and you have so many kids.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Wow. You proud of yourself, Roberto? Look what you've done.
She just needed some time away to shop.
I've never seen marital understanding twisted more than this segment.
Like Sean Kemp.
I'd like to introduce our executive producer, Nick Cannon.
Antonio Cromartie.
Okay, then.
Yeah, David, whatever happened, we're supposed to get dual vasectomies.
You didn't catch the appointment. It was in the calendar.
Yeah, 3 years ago.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like you did either, David.
Guys, that was like pre-COVID. We were talking about having them go in with... I don't know if you remember this. We were talking about having them go in with a wireless. And have them next to each other.
On the table next to each
And
other.
doing play-by-play.
Oh, my goodness.
I refuse. I'm not going in there with this man.
Well, yeah, you're going to make me look bad. I know that.
Roberto, eyes front. Eyes front.
All right. This is a good place to stop.
Let's treat this like a stall.
I want to do the fan intervention.
Thank you, Kitty.
Next. 97.1. All right, when you've been injured in an accident, whether it's auto, truck, motorcycle, slip and fall, David Feminino, the guy you need to call. And we've told you, when you get injured in Michigan, you get David, you get paid. And he'll personally make sure you get every dime you deserve. He doesn't take a fee unless you get paid. So if you're injured or know someone who is, tell him to call David Feminino, 855-65-CRASH, or go to that website. GetDavid.com.
Michigan and Michigan State officially have schedules for next fall. The Wolverines will host Texas Week 2 at the Big House. Big Ten opponents headed to Ann Arbor include USC, Oregon, and Michigan State. The Wolverines also have road dates with Washington and Ohio State. Turning to the Spartans now, Ohio State is the toughest scheduled home game in East Lansing. Michigan State will go on the road to Oregon, Michigan, and Boston College. Tigers first baseman Spencer Torkelson is a finalist for a Silver Slugger Award. He'll try to beat out Boston's Tristan Casas, Tampa Bay's Yandy Diaz, and Texas's Nathaniel Lowe. Also with the Tigers, MLB insider John Heyman is also reporting that starter Eduardo Rodriguez is expected to opt out of his deal with Detroit.
No way.
That's a shocker this afternoon. The Red Wings will try to make it back-to-back wins when they play the Panthers tonight at Little Caesars Arena. Puck drop at 7 o'clock. The pregame show at 6:45 right here on 97.1. And the Pistons, they'll aim to snap a 2-game losing streak against the Pelicans in New Orleans tonight. That tip-off is at 8 o'clock over on our Odyssey Detroit sister station, WWJ. I'm Luke Sloan. More at 5 o'clock or at 97ontheticket.com.
People, in the words of Roberto, we as a crew need you. We don't want to talk about U of M anymore, and maybe you don't. I am going to try something here. It's a fan intervention, and I'm admitting to you I have a bad perspective here. I admit it, okay? I understand it's unhealthy. But what's been lost in the Michigan scandal has been Michigan State's very quiet head coaching search. And I just don't know anyone who doesn't want the same guy. Okay? You talk to one person, they're going to tell you there's a ton of smoke with Urban. You talk to another, they laugh in your face and tell you there's no shot. Rico, I know you've gotten the same thing from some of your people in East Lansing. Who's right, who's wrong, I don't really care. I've never really been into coaching searches. I don't care about being right. And by the time the guy gets named, we just talk about it. But I have arrived at a point that is unhealthy, which is, unless it's Urban Meyer, I'm going to be completely disgusted and disinterested in my program. I'm admitting this is a bad perspective. I'm admitting it's insanely unfair to Alan Haller, unfair to Michigan State, and unfair to whoever takes this job. But I have said from the beginning, I mocked those first lists that were released. And I've been proven right because those guys are nowhere near this search. And second of all, they're not exciting. Look, part of why I feel the way I feel is the respect that I do. Look, I don't have to like you to respect you. But Michigan, Ohio State, Penn State, the addition of USC, the addition of Oregon, the addition of UW, this college football is moving like one of Rico's space comets or whatever else you're into in space. It's flying. It's absolutely flying. And if State doesn't get a conversation-changing, paradigm-shifting hire, they're probably just going to get lost. And now, I'm admitting bias. My interest in college is declining daily based on all of the things we've talked about. NIL and no rules and the new realignments and that. So here's my thing. Am I a bad fan for being Urban or bust? Or am I simply the pulse of the people? That I admit my program is in bad health. I admit how good my rivals are. I admit the new day of college football. Rico has nailed this from the beginning, which is if you're not competing for those top 12 spots on a yearly basis, your stadium will be empty. And, yeah, I mean, I know I've been laughed at by some people I've talked to. Other people are like, no, you're spot on. It's Urban or bust. The intervention is Rico is saying, Michael, it's an entirely unhealthy perspective. But until I see Urban go on TV and literally have a necktie that's hand-painted like one of Huel Perkins' classics, and it says FMSU, like until I see that, I would just love to hear from you guys out there. I mean, if you're a Spartan, do you share my perspective or do you mock that perspective? Like maybe there's another hire, we don't even know the name, and maybe they end up hiring someone and it's not bad. But I feel like the only person that can, I'll say it, save MSU quickly and effectively.
See, right there. To jumpstart the program immediately, to make you relevant and give you credibility so that next year you got Joel Klatt and Gus sitting at Spartan Stadium. You know, the way they gave the Dion treatment or the Harbaugh treatment, they will give them the Urban treatment.
Now, again, what I'm saying is not some predictive measure. There are two camps to this. The camp that believes he's coming, the camps that laugh at you for saying it. I don't care who's right. I'm not interested. I'm asking if it's an unhealthy perspective to attach yourself to a candidate. And it's like wanting the one Christmas present you know you can't have, and then when you don't get it, you're so bummed out, you're distraught. Mm-hmm. I wanted the Red Rifle BB gun with a compass in stock.
That everything else that you got for Christmas, you're just like, yeah, whatever.
Right. So 248-539-9797. I wanted to just do a little bit of equal time for MSU. And look, I'm willing to be made fun of. Go ahead, Rico. You wanted the intervention. Go ahead.
You're not going to be made fun of, Mike. The intervention is still going to happen tonight at 7, so don't go anywhere. Don't make dinner plans.
We see a bunch of people here who love you like crazy,
right?
And they feel like they're losing you.
I just want you to be open. I'm with you. First of all, I want Urban Meyer. I think MSU needs to get Urban Meyer. Urban Meyer gives you instant credibility. Next year, the door's open. I know you see all the different teams coming to the Big Ten saying, oh, my goodness, it's going to be tough. But a lot of the quarterbacks are going to be gone. So when Drew Aller is your second best quarterback in the Big Ten, you got a chance. You got a shot with the right coach. Urban's going to bring in transfers. He's going to go out and get recruits. My only thing is you can't close your heart that if it's not Urban Meyer, you're just done. You have to allow them to maybe bring in somebody else. Now, there's only a few names. Now, you're right. Pat Narduzzi,
stop.
You can burn it down.
Just stop.
No, I'm just saying, if it's a name like that, Jason Candle,
stop.
No. But if they go out there and they get another name that it's not Urban, it better be somebody who brings in fun, who brings in excitement. But I'm with you. Until I hear that Urban goes on Fox pregame show and says, I've heard a lot of stuff. I just want to set the record straight. I don't care what he does on some Plumbers in Tennessee's podcast, what he says. Don't care about that.
So, is it an unhealthy perspective to have all your eggs in this one mythical basket? Because again, guys, look, here's the difference, I think, between me and a lot of people who do lists. I actually watch the games. You want to have a conversation about Jonathan Smith? I've watched more Oregon State football than anybody the last couple of years. I have immense respect for what he's built. But he's a Pasadena born and bred kid. He worked his way up at Washington State and Washington and OC and Oregon State. He's never been east of the Rockies. He's a quirky guy. There are some John L. Smith vibes to him. He's a quirky guy. I love his systems. I love the offense they run. He's built one of the better offensive lines west of the Mississippi. Defensively, it's all about havoc. Bry is DC. I like the pre-snap candy. Guys, the point I'm making is his two wide receivers are 5'7" and 5'8". And are you prepared to go from the Pac-12 and you're going to go to the deep end of the water with no understanding of these rivalries, no understanding of the Midwest? What kind of staff do you put together? And do you understand? In Corvallis, it's easy to get lost. You come out here, you got to deal with the Detroit media. You got to deal with a tidal wave. See, that's where I can't stand when people are like, well, why wouldn't you like him? Because it's not about just what you've done. It's about how much of that will translate here. So when I look at it, there's one guy that gets me excited about bringing me back to football in a way. And if it's not him, I'm sorry, Rico, you know what's funny? You've thrown names out there. Like I've released some of my names. There's no point in releasing all of them because it's not I don't get to make the hire. I don't get to interview these people. But I just wondered if my perspective is, it might be both unhealthy, but also widespread.
It's not unhealthy because I'm kind of with you until he doesn't get named. I have other names in the back of my head, but that's the only one I want to hear about. That's the only one I want to see.
248-539-9797. David, I'm going to do this at 55 if that's okay with you, just because we're a little over time, all right? We'll get to your calls next, guys. 97.1. All right. So I'm pumped up. We got a decent response here. This is good.
So in your world, Mike,
Yeah.
the eyes of college football in the universe will be at Spartan Stadium on September 28th.
I'll simplify it. It's Urban Meyer or I'm done with MSU.
No, I'm saying.
I can't. There's no outs.
In your world, that's when Urban Meyer takes
Yeah.
on Ohio State for the very first time as a non-Buckeye coach.
Yeah, and again, I'm not blaming anyone. I won't blame Alan Haller or the boosters. I would blame the BOT if it was proven they screwed this up. But it's the only hire that's inspiring. It's the only hire that's paradigm shifting. We're also in the new age where cheating doesn't matter. You can do whatever you want. So maybe we can go that route. I don't know.
Yeah, and I think it's the only hire that the majority of Spartan fans will be like, okay, you know what? We're a player again. We're back in the game.
I feel like if you don't make that kind of hire now, you're dead.
Because if you don't, whoever you hire, you're probably on a 2-year plan if he's really good, but a 3-year plan, which means that for the first 2 years, you're irrelevant. It's just going to be this year, maybe with a couple extra wins. Last year, 5 games. This year, 2 games. Next year and the year after, that means you would have 4 years where you were pretty much nothing in the world of college football if you go the safe route.
Yeah, you hire him, you're winning 8 or 9 first year. Period. That's who he is. It's what he does. I don't have to like everything he does. It's the same thing with Harbaugh. Michigan made the same deal with him. Harbaugh doesn't do everything right. I just want to win, and I don't pretend to be some scion of integrity of a football program. I just want to win. So now you can't break rules. You can't go cheat. But yeah, look, I know it's unhealthy.
But I gotta be honest with you, I really don't care what happens on the dance floor.
Yeah,
I don't.
Look, so many coaches have gone to Nick Saban's rehab program and are now currently coaching power programs. How's it any different? The guy went to TV instead of coaching at Alabama. Let's go to Lou, 97.1. What's up, Lou?
Hey, I haven't listened to your whole show. I've been in and out, but I don't know if anybody's brought up the fact that schools or teams, whether it's college, high school, pros, don't use the same signs all year. They switch them up all the time. So I don't know what advantage you would have traveling to other schools to get signs from games way in the past. By the time you get there, the signs have changed. I don't understand the whole concept of this. And they do send scouts to watch the other team just to take notes on things for coaching. So I'm kind of lost on what's going on.
Lou, I would simply say this: if it was no advantage to be gained, then why would Michigan do it for years? Why would they have a budget, send money, send people to games, championship games?
I'm sure every team at every level.
No, that's see, Lou.
The Jets accused Bill Belichick of it. Remember?
Yes, and they got hammered. They lost their first-round pick.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I guess it depends on whether they have actual evidence of this happening.
We have it. We have the travel log. We got the
travel logs doesn't mean anything. You got to have
Lou. People have come forward that Connor Stallions has paid to attend games. I understand, and I'm not mad at you. I understand, and believe me, there's real life, and then there's this. Life is busy, Lou. I'm not expecting you to be Sherlock Holmes here. That's not fair. I'm saying, my man, when you scout 8 Ohio State games last year, like Stallions had people do, what you're doing is cataloging the base move, then what they went to again, and now you have a catalog that over the course of the 8 games, here's syncing up the game with the signs, and you're seeing if you can find these corollaries. And all you're looking for are a couple of those data points, and if you're able to pick that up in the game you're playing, you win the down. It's Tecmo Bowl, and you picked your opponent's play.
Right, because contrary to popular belief, they don't just throw out and come up with a brand new playbook every week. That doesn't happen.
Now, when TCU had a month, and they were warned about you by other coaches, they created a dummy system. Specific for you.
And their dummy system worked, Mike?
I know.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It's okay. I don't care. It's fine.
No, their dummy system worked because they kept the regular system in place and let you see that thinking, oh, they know nothing about that. We know their signals. Actually, they did.
But if you don't have that time, you can't execute that caper. So, no, that's all.
But, yeah, we do have receipts for the tickets.
By the way, we're
receipts.
talking about fan intervention. Kenny, what are you doing?
Just yeah.
That's one kid.
There's your proof.
Jake, 97.1. What's up, Jake?
Hey, Joe, I just want to say, people forget P.J. Fleck, when he left Western Michigan, he walked into a sex scandal with all sorts of stuff at Minnesota. He turned it around. I think it's possible that Urban Meyer, as much as he has a lot of baggage, what coach doesn't these days? That's step one. But then, honestly, until they hire a big name, which outside of Urban Meyer, I'm like, who can get Michigan State back on the map? And from a recruiting standpoint, especially, Mel Tucker, he tried to throw out flashy cars, photo shoots, and all sorts of stuff. And it really didn't get us anywhere outside of, K9 Walker and, and the 11-2 team, I think it was. But ultimately, I honestly believe it's going to be Urban Meyer or bust. I don't know if Alan Holler will pull the trigger on that. But
well, here's how it'll work. If it listen, and again, I mean, Jake, I'm not being flippant. If the camp that believes he's coming, and you talk to certain people in East Lansing, they're like, yeah, this is real. We got a shot. You talk to other people, they laugh in your face. The reality is, if it's real, if the money's there, if the donors want it, Alan won't have a choice. He won't have a choice.
Right.
He'll get steamrolled. I'm not trying to be disrespectful.
No.
But when billionaires tell you what they want, you're kind of screwed as an AD.
Yeah, especially when they've just dropped $30 million to upgrade all your athletic facilities.
Sure. And again, look, it's all about if it's not him and if it's not the hire they get, are you just out? Are you just done?
No, I think it's going to be a major disappointment to pretty much every Spartan fan. You'll give the guy a chance, but it's not the one that you wanted. And you know that you're going to be in purgatory for probably another 2 seasons. You can just write off and do something else on Saturday.
I think part of my feeling is based on I need something to bring me back. Like I need something that is going to show me my school wants to be one of the, call it 20 to 25 teams that plays for those 12 spots.
See, I was going to narrow it down and be like, you know what? The 15 teams a year, it's musical chairs, but at least you want to be in the 15 to go for the 12 chairs. One of those things, because now you're relevant. Even if you lose a game or two, no, we still have enough opportunity to get back into the game and maybe claim the 11th or 12th playoff spot and keep moving forward. It's a lot different than when it's just 4. Because, once your team, loses 2 games, you're done. That's why, I'm shocked that Caleb Williams even still wants to play anymore. But if you had a 12-team playoff, you can afford to lose a few games. Mm-hmm. You want to be relevant. You want to go after that. You're spending all of this money. You've spent it before. My thing is, my God, just don't go cheap right now. Because you're too
Rico,
far in the game.
You're doing a different show here.
No, Mike.
You're going a different direction. Are you Herb? You can't do a fan intervention. And then you sound like, I'm not putting words in your mouth, I'm telling you what I'm hearing. You sound like you're urban or bust.
I am, I'm saying.
So you and I are riding in the same motorcycle, but you want to throw me out to the side of the road.
No, I'm saying I'm with you. No. Your intervention ain't for urban. Your intervention is for a whole bunch of other things. We got a whole lot of other things. This is like the Big Ten coaches on that meeting.
He sharked me, David.
It sounds like he did.
This is like the Big Ten thing. No. What I'm saying is you can't be done with them if they don't get them. You got to give some. I think there's probably a couple other names. Yes, not Urban, a couple of names. If they go the Narduzzi route, Mike, I'm joining you on the bandwagon. We're done. We'll be done with this thing. But until I hear it's not Urban, I'm with you. I'm there. You're not crazy. You don't need the intervention. But you got to give love a chance, and just in case it's not.
Okay. We have the people. Odyssey.com rewind if you want the Michigan stuff. This is fun. We've got people lined up to do it. If it's not Urban Meyer, are you done with MSU football? That's the level I'm kind of at. And I know that's insanely unfair and irrational and emotional. Guilty on all 3 counts. But that's where I've arrived at.
I'm sure you ain't the only one.
97-1. FanDuel. Can you bet on Urban Meyer to be MSU's next coach? No, I'm kidding. You can't. New customers get $150 in bonus bets with any winning $5 money line bet. It's $150 if your team wins. And again, whether it's spreads, player props, Rico's got the crazy bet for Saturday where if Nebraska and MSU both start with a punt, it's plus 182. FanDuel.com/ticket. 21 and up, present Michigan. First online real money wager only. $5 pregame money line wager required. $10 first deposit required. Bonus issue, non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. See full terms. Sportsbook.fanduel.com. You have a gambling problem, call 1-800-270-7117.
Brought to you by Cars for Kids. Michigan and Michigan State officially have schedules for next fall. The Wolverines will host Texas Week 2. Big Ten opponents headed to the Big House next year include USC, Oregon, and Michigan State. The Wolverines also have road dates with Washington and Ohio State. Turning now to the Spartans, Ohio State is the toughest scheduled home game in East Lansing. Michigan State also goes on the road to Oregon, Washington, and Boston College.
Ooh, Chestnut Hill?
That's a big-time game.
No, that's a great trip. Boston's an awesome town. When's that game?
It is the third game of the year.
The fall in Boston? Carry on, Luke.
Cider mills, fall colors, flannels.
You just made my day.
Didn't know you were that excited.
Rico and I both have flannels on today. I'm just going to note that. We're just going to mark that right there. This is awesome.
Brokers.
That would be September 21st.
The Pistons aim to avoid back-to-back losses, too, when they play the Pelicans in New Orleans tonight. Good food. We can go to New Orleans. Interested in that?
Fabulous place.
Okay. Turnovers continue to plague Detroit. The Pistons committed 18 of them while blowing a double-digit lead against Portland last night. Asar Thompson was asked about cutting down on those turnovers. Detroit is 2-3 on the young season. Tip off at 8 o'clock. The pregame show at 7:35 on WWJ. And the Red Wings will try to make it 2 straight wins when they play the Panthers tonight at Little Caesars Arena. At 13 points, Detroit is tied for the third best team in the Eastern Conference, New York and Boston. Puck drop against Florida at 7 o'clock. The pregame show at 6:45 right here on 97.1. At the Ticket Update Desk, I'm Luke Sloan. For more, go to 97.1 The Ticket or Odyssey.com.
Well, what a scene it's going to be on Chestnut Hill next fall. Urban Meyer leading them from Boston Commons to Alumni Stadium.
The following week, The Ohio State invades Spartan Stadium.
Run and hide. All right. So, listen.
Urban, he's going to have a chip on his shoulder.
Okay. And Ohio State's going to have 14 five-star players. Here's the deal. I'm not saying that's happening. I'm not a part of the coaching search deal. I don't care. I don't. I've never cared about attempting to be right. The juice is not worth the squeeze. I am at a point, though, and Rico has said it from the day Tuck was gone. It's like, yeah, there's one guy that's different than the rest. That you hire him. I think you unify Spartan fans that are pretty broken right now. I think you get the program back on its feet quick. You get money coming in. That money buys players. Yeah. Players equal wins, etc. So
you have anticipation for the 2024 season. You actually start, look at you. You're like, yeah, Urban's here. I want to go to Boston. I want to watch this game.
Yeah, I would do that.
Right.
And but here's the intervention. If they don't hire him, I'm pretty much done. And that's not fair to them, but it's my reality. Because college football is killing me. And if they end up with, call it Jonathan Smith. I like Jonathan Smith. Go Beavers, go. But that doesn't excite me. I think it's incredibly risky. And I tell you what, it's going to be a long rebuild.
But if they end up with somebody like that, Mike, I can't sit here and have you go to an intervention because I'd be feeling the same way. I would just say move over.
What's the thing you sent me the other night? Let the hate fill your veins with the creepy guy. Who is that?
Oh, yeah, that's from Star Wars.
I called Rat Purdy when I texted him Sunday for football, and he sent me back this creepy guy going, yes, let the hate fill you. I'm like, what is this?
The guy that got turned Darth Vader to the dark side.
Oh, that's Bill Beekman. 248-539-9797.
I can't think of his name, but he's the guy that turned the young Vader to the dark side. That's good. Let the hate feel you.
That's me. David, ticket text. Am I representative of State fans or am I a bad fan?
Lifelong Michigan State fan, and I could not want anything more than Urban Meyer to come and help the school win and be relevant again. Also, well, I'm not going to read that part, but he's all in. Pulse of the people, Mike. Urban or bust. Raise a flag after Izzo raises a banner this year. Oh, man.
Wow.
Oh, my. Someone just simply sent in, yes, Mike, you are the voice of the people.
The pulse of the people.
I'm with you, Mike, especially with the new additions to the Big Ten. There's no time for a 3-year rebuild. Has to be a fast turnaround and have a base for when he leaves, Marcus, in Wyandotte.
And part of the reason I think it could work, if it were ever to happen, I know, ifs and buts, candy and nuts. Urban brings money. Only way a guy like Urban takes your job is if you've got a huge NIL collective and the money to staff a staff to deal with all that. So I am projecting a little bit, which is hire him, get huge donors. Huge donors fund NIL in a way they've never done it before. And you can quickly, not in a Colorado way, we're not talking about 80 new players. You can quickly get some quality up in here.
Why not?
Because I don't think
Have you seen that roster? I'm just saying. And here's the thing.
Yeah, Rico, it's a roster that can't pass block, can't run the ball, can't stop anybody.
That's what I'm saying. So, yeah, if you go the Colorado route, I'm not going to be mad. Don't halfway do it. If you're going to do it, go for it. Now, Urban not only brings big-time donors, Mike, but I think he brings the mid-sized donor. So that if one person decides, I don't want to donate money, I'm taking my ball and going home, you still have other, maybe not billionaires, but you have still multimillionaires who are buying into, who are donating money, who are helping this thing, helping it go forward.
And the point I was making with Colorado, he brought in garbage.
Yeah, okay.
That was
on
my
defense, yeah.
Yeah, now, hey, he's got Travis Hunter, stud. His kid Shadur, even Shiloh, nice player. You actually look at what he brought in and you go, ooh, wee. And then you watch them play and you're like, I brought my luggage. Well, your luggage has holes in it. Now, Deion will get it right. I'm just saying.
Yeah, he bought your luggage off the streets of New York.
And
not from the Louis store.
He shopped on Canal Street.
Right.
And I don't want Michigan.
Who needs a Gucci when we got a Bucci? Bucci.
And I don't want Michigan State to succeed, but there may be a chance you can get a guy in here for you to play quarterback next year.
Oh, he
His
absolutely
name is Quinn
could.
Ewers.
What?
Manning is going to be the starter next year in Texas.
Malik Murphy.
Oh.
I'm just listen. Can we not predict in a fantasy land? Can I get a coach first?
Or kind of like DPJ came home. Maybe you get a King player to come back.
I'm sorry. I should never say. I'm
David,
so sorry.
this
It's my
guy.
fault.
Wait.
It's on me.
I can't dream.
I should have never started it.
I can't, Kenny. I can't dream.
No, you can dream, but we are. I mean,
okay,
we don't know.
We're
And I'm
talking
bringing up-
Urban Meyer, and I'm just saying, throw the cherry
Why
on
don't
top
you
and
just
bring in
shut up
Dante
and
Moore.
be happy with Chris Creighton, Sparty?
Bring in Dante Moore to be the quarterback.
That's why I named Chip. Carry on. Let's go to Dom, 97.1. Dom, what's going on, brother? How are you?
Yo, Mike, long-time listener, first-time caller. How you doing?
Good. What's up?
So I want to know why you guys think that Urban's going to be a masterful success on the field. He's been out for 5 years. The Jacksonville thing was a debacle. Last staff he hired in Jacksonville was weak. I just want to know, why you guys think, immediate turnaround. I don't know who's going to be there right away as much as people think.
Dom, and I'll say this, and then I'll hand it over to Mike. First of all, the NFL thing, I don't count that because a ton of college coaches went to the pros and failed. So because you bombed out, I think only Pete Carroll and Jimmy Johnson, Nick Saban, you name the coach, they went to the pros and just were fired in 2 years. That doesn't count. He hasn't coached, but he hasn't been out of football for the last 5 years. He's been broadcasting. He's been involved. Heck, he does tape sessions on 2 different channels. And every school that he's gone to, he's been successful at.
Right, and I understand that. I'm just a little worried in the NIL era when you hear things like, oh, he's kicking the kicker around in Jacksonville.
I know.
You might have to appease these guys more. I'm just a little
Dom, you have a right to be concerned because here's the reality. I've watched Alabama make big hires and suck for 20 years. I watched Clemson go 35 years without a title. You're not wrong. And I'm not selling a fantasy. I don't know if it would end.
No, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, and I guess, Dom, what I'm saying is I think he can keep you in relevant. He can keep you in the top 15. National title, I don't know. But you'll at least be able to make the playoffs, 2 out of every 5 years.
Dom, I know this sounds ridiculous. I got to ask you to believe me. I can't demand it. But, I mean, this is a guy who I wanted him to be State's coach back in 2003 when he was at Bowling Green. I was on the air saying the same thing. No, I mean, it's just everywhere he's gone, it works. And you're right. Maybe he's lost his fastball. Maybe it doesn't work. In the end, the only thing you lose, Dom, is money. Nobody really thinks much of our program as it is. I just think he's got credibility. He can build a really good staff. The NIL money gives you a shot. Hey, Dom, you might be right. Maybe you call back and he bombs out, but the guy's 187-32 in his career. He's 27-3 in rivalry games. And nobody hates Michigan more than him. Mm-hmm. So I'm willing to just give it a shot. I'm not making some guarantee. I can't. When Harbaugh came to Michigan, I thought he would win a national title. Now, I never imagined it would take the better part of a decade. I never thought we'd have this weird roller coaster. Maybe he gets it done this year. But, no, I'm not making that declaration. I can't.
No, but the fact that he also, like you say, he hates Michigan. He's going to have an attitude when it comes to Ohio State. He knows what it takes to recruit and win in the Big Ten.
Right.
if he fails, it's not my money. He failed. And okay, those who didn't want him can go ahead and say, you were right.
That's a weird Wojo talking point. I heard him talking to Rieger about a few weeks back, and he's like, that's an awful lot of money. And I'm like, who cares? Like, you could say you don't like him. You could say he's not at OSU, therefore it won't work. Like, you can do whatever you want. But, like, oh, my God, they just spent a lot of money. Bob, we're not contributing to the national debt.
Yeah. And I guess I feel a little bit better about him just because of what I saw Mark D'Antonio do when he started bringing in some pretty good players and how that elevated Michigan State to another level. Where Urban has done this before at many different colleges. He knows talent. He can go out there and get those people. So, yeah, if D'Antonio can take this team there, and I know it's different time area, people are going to want to play for Urban.
You know who would vouch for me for that story I told? You ought to ask your boy Jack.
No, he's already vouched for you. I've never doubted you. You're not on the bus for this.
I remember doing this is like back in 2003. You'd have to print stuff out for your show, and like I was doing radio in Lansing the year before I came to Detroit, and I'm like, this guy went to Bowling Green and he ran off half the team in the first practice. I'm like, I want that.
You don't realize him and Tom are so proud of you. I've heard every Mike story. David, I can simply say, could you pass the salt? You know, Mike likes salt. Let me tell you this story about Mike and salt. By the time they finish telling the story, the bill is there for dinner.
Done. Yeah, no, I mean, I've been an Urban slappy for a long time. Now, again, I'm not telling you it's perfect. He's got warts, red flags, whatever you want. I don't have any outs. Desperation has set in, and I admit it. So,
but yeah,
there you go.
But no, and the NIL, the new system that we're in, talking to different kids, yeah, if Urban Meyer was there, they would show up because they know this guy knows how to win. So he'll get players.
248-539-9797. When your furnace goes out, you need reliable service. You need it now. It's
Tell them about the furnace, Mike.
I screwed up. It's Mastercraft Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electrical. I'm not Rico Beard. What happened here? Locally owned for 40 years, they back their work with a 5-year warranty. I'm losing my mind. Mastercraft, your one-stop shop. Heating, AC, plumbing, electrical. Plenty of generators, too. Visit mastercraftheating.com.
Hey, I'm Rico Beard, and I'm here to tell you about Specs at LTU. You've heard me talk about it. Heck, I even teach there. And guys, if you're looking to change your career, you want to get into radio, TV, you want to be a graphics design artist, Specs at LTU can help you achieve your goals. It's very simple. You just got to go online, be curious, and go to the website, ltu.edu/specs to learn more about the broadcast media arts, the digital media arts, and the graphics communications program taught at LTU. Taught on the campus of LTU through the Specs at LTU program. And you're going to be taught by instructors who work in the business. So we're not going to waste your time. You're going to learn from the first day what it takes to make it in your field. So what are you waiting for? Be curious. Visit the website, ltu.edu/specs to learn more. And then while you're there, make magic by enrolling in the Specs at LTU certificate program today.
All right, Odyssey.com Rewind. You missed anything. We covered the Michigan thing top down. All the latest news. All I can tell you right now, ADs are currently on the phone with the commish, Tony Petitti, a 5 o'clock all call. And the topic, according to reports, is absolutely U of M. The coaches yesterday demanding action. You would assume the ADs would then march in and do the same thing. I have no idea what's going to take place. But we broke away from that to do something more fun because you can't do it and continue. I'm sure something will come out of this, and Rico will take you through it tomorrow. Happy Breeders' Cup, everybody. The point is,
horse race.
That's right. They'll have their Air Force Ones on just for you. We asked the question. I am at a point where it's basically hire Urban or I'm pretty much done with MSU football. That's not fair. I know it. I'm not mad at anyone. This sport is killing me with every decision, and the new Big Ten is not going to wait around for you to have another crack at the math test. You're going to get left a grade behind here. Yeah. So, Urban's the only one that ignites a passion in me about, hey, we're serious about doing something. If they don't get him because he doesn't want it, even though it's not their fault, how could I care? Rico's right. If you don't compete for the 12-team playoff, there's nothing. Remember, the old days, this is where Kenny's going to laugh at us. Back in my day, you had a ranking of bowls, and your season was on a, hey, this is better than this, or this is better than that. There's now, basically, college football's been turned into horse racing. It's champagne or tears. No one's amped up to finish second. You win or you suck.
Yep. Yeah. Where it used to be, okay, well, at least you got a New Year's Day bowl.
Doesn't matter.
It was a New Year's Six bowl.
Opting out.
Now it's
hey, you made the New Year's Six. Kenny Pickett with his tiny hands.
Kenneth Walker.
Right. And I'm watching a game filled with backups.
So, but Cal Halliday had a pick six, and he
doesn't wear gloves.
Yeah.
Sorry.
This should make you feel better, Mike.
Did you know Chris Allen's parents grew up on the same street as Magic Johnson?
I did not know that. Next, you're going to tell me.
Kenny, we're doing old school talking points that the TV always used to use.
Wait, next you're going to tell me Izzo and Mariucci knew each other.
They're friends.
No.
Izzo's got the football pads out again.
Oh, man.
Mike, what were neck rolls like?
Hey, Mike. Did you know Matt Trannon played basketball as well?
No way.
Yeah.
Christ, Kenny thinks I went to school with Chuck Bednarik.
Here's something that'll make you feel good, Mike.
Tell me
this. Urban coming to Michigan State from a parent whose kid played for him at Ohio State. You know him well, Mr. Webb. Urban comes to East Lansing. Oh, you're going to win. Trust me. He's a different type of dude when it comes to coaching and motivating young guys.
I'll take it. And I still haven't forgiven Damon for not sending his kid to state. All right, let's continue.
That's a long story.
I understand.
And it ain't his fault.
You know what? I am in no place to be upset right now.
I'll tell you. I thought I told you that one.
Good God.
That was a former assistant coach dropped the ball there. Go ahead, Dave. He was recruiting the wrong person. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, it's over a bus. There isn't one other coach in the country that would instill fear in the other coaches in the Big Ten. That's what I want. Mike, you are the boss of the people.
Stop. Hold on. I'll hear it in a minute. What did you just say to me? He was recruiting the wrong person?
He thought, he was like, were your guys too short? I was like, what are you talking about? Well, he's short. I was like, No, he's not. He's like, yeah, he is. I was like, what number is he? He told me. I was like, that's not him. So then once they figured it out, they had to play catch up. And
it was
at
too
that
late
point,
by then.
It was too late. He wanted to.
You just hate to see it.
Wait. Don't you dare tell me it was Harlan.
No.
Thank God. Okay, we're friends. We're good.
It was not
If
Harlan.
it was Harlan, this headset was being unplugged, and I'm leaving.
It was not Harlan.
Okay, we're okay. We're still good. Let's go to the people.
Protect the chair, everybody.
No.
All right, next thing you know, we're going to have Chair Peter calling the show.
Let's go to Jared, 97.1. Hi, Jared. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for asking. If this is an intervention, I'm right there on the couch with you, Mike. I think I don't understand the world that we live in where we can't expect our teams to be great and just hold them to those expectations. I want the team to win, and I think Urban's going to obviously allow the team to do that. And, anything that goes on or any pass or anything that happens, I mean, it is what it is. You got to get the W's.
And look, if he started cheating, I launch him out of a cannon. If he gets 40 guys arrested or has a murderer on the team, I'm going to be the same guy to be like, fire this dude. But that has nothing to do with wanting to hire him now. Nothing.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is with me, it's not about like the personality. It's not about anything like that. If he does the stuff like you're talking about, obviously you get him out of there. But, at the end of the day, if he did some things and he can still get you some W's and, bring some reputation back to MSU, that's what it's all about.
Amen. Rico has said this, and I think Michigan is living proof. Winning is the ultimate disinfectant. If Michigan right now, I take you back. If this were Brady Hoke and they were 5-3 and his headset was playing Kids Bop and all this stuff came out, let me tell you something. Brady Hoke wouldn't be coaching this Saturday. Winning is how it works. It's the same with Kenny's program. If Kirby Smart were bumping along on the Mark Richt plan and losing every big game, let me tell you something. Mark Richt would be gone with what's going on off the field of Georgia.
Yeah.
But Kirby's winning huge.
Yeah, think about it. Brady's final two straws.
Shane Morris,
and he apologized for planting the stake at MSU. And he was done.
Oh my God, that was Joe Bolden with the tent spike.
Yeah, he took the and Brady,
remember, David, they brought like the drywall screw up there and tried to put it in the field. He had like the little teeny spike, and he's like, beep.
He apologized for that, and Michigan fans never forgave him. And then he put Shane Morris back in the game, and it was like, oh, this guy has lost control of the team.
Correct.
He's done. You might as well have fired him. It was
Watergate all of a sudden.
He was truly dead man walking. He knew he had no shot at anything, which I think that was the year he almost beat Ohio State, and they were like 30-point underdogs.
Was that the Marcus Hall game?
Yeah.
The double bird?
Because he had nothing to lose. Like, I'm not coming back, so let's just go for it.
YOLO. Let's go over to Brian, 97.1. Brian, how you doing, buddy?
Doing great. How you guys doing?
Good.
Love the show, gents. I'll speak for most of my buds. I'm a mid-50s Sparty grad, but you're spot on. It may be unhealthy there, Mike, but I think it's Urban or bust. He was NIL dealings pre-NIL formation, and I think it's the only option that's going to bring most of us that are losing faith in that program by the day to some form of respectability.
And that's, Brian, I mean, obviously you're a little bit older than me, but we both have a pretty good reference point for college football. The sport is just at a point where I feel like if they don't
I think we lost it.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, Brian, it's okay. I was just saying, like, it used to be everybody was on the same timeline. It was going to take 3 to 5 years to rebuild a program. You gave coaches that time. Now the super conference plus the expedited player movement, Brian, they're going to get left behind if they don't make a serious move here.
Without a doubt, and there's not one other coach that gets me the slightest bit stemmy. I mean, Urban knows how to bring players in, immediately. I mean, and that's the culture that's created with college football today's day and age. You don't have 5, 6, 7 years to bring in your own 4-year recruits. I mean, it's the now. and it's ever moving. And if we don't move with it, we're going to be left in the dust. We'll no longer be a top 25 program, I think we've remotely been.
And Brian, I've agreed with Rico since the start. If you're not competing for the top 12 spots, you're not going to the Big Ten title game. Your stadium's going to be empty. This is not the old days. The alums don't come back to campus for the memories, and you want to charge the premium prices. You want to bury people with the extortion known as parking passes and seat licenses. Here's the deal. You took all the money. The rules of engagement have changed for fans. And if you're not providing them with a truly rewarding product, you're not going. I mean, I had season tickets for a long, long time. It was a very easy choice to stop. It is just... Guys like Brian that are in their mid-50s, it's no disrespect, but those guys are getting older. And the younger generation is not taking 10 hours out of their Saturday, door to door, to go up there to watch a game.
No, they don't have the same love that most people have where you stick through thick and thin. It's like, I got better use of my time. I can do something else. I can watch this on TV.
FanDuel, you can turn the game off.
Right, you can watch Nebraska play Purdue.
Tough scene. All right, national benefit plans. Can you imagine driving the length of a football field? No, because state doesn't score. This is different, though. At 55, blindfolded, it would take 4.6 seconds. That's how long it takes someone to respond to a text while driving. It's just beyond dangerous. That's why these new initiatives are out there. Unmarked cop cars, looking if you're going to be on your phone. The point is you need life insurance. Call Mike Papura, National Benefit Plans. He's going to take care of it for you ASAP. 877-734-2200. Mike's going to shop over 70 different life insurance carriers nationwide. He's going to guarantee you the best possible rate. And in the event of that tragic car accident or devastating diagnosis, they got you covered. Then your family's not going to be all upset. Not only that you're gone, but that you left them with a bill. Call Mike Papura, 877-734-2200. Or simply go to nbphealth.com.
Brought to you by Twin Peaks. Michigan and Michigan State officially
We're
have
going to get to the
schedules for
calls.
next fall. The Wolverines will host Texas.
Are we doing
week
deal breakers
2.
today, boys?
Big Ten opponents headed to the Big House next year include USC,
Yeah,
Oregon,
we
and
have it
Michigan
ready.
State.
Yeah, I mean,
Wolverines have
I
over
just
road
saying we
dates with Washington and
got a
Ohio
little something
State.
from the NFL
Turning out
as
of the
well.
Spartans, Ohio State is the toughest scheduled home game in East Lansing. Michigan State will go on the road to Oregon, Michigan, and Boston College. Tigers first baseman Spencer Torkelson is a finalist for a Silver Slugger Award. He'll try to beat out Boston's Tristan Casas, Tampa Bay's Yandy Diaz, and Texas's Nathaniel Lowe. MLB insider John Heyman also reporting that his starter Eduardo Rodriguez expected to opt out of his deal with Detroit. The Red Wings will try to make it back-to-back wins when they play the Panthers tonight at Little Caesars Arena. Puck drop against Florida at 7 o'clock. The pregame show at 6:45 right here on 97.1. And the Pistons aim to snap a 2-game losing streak also tonight against the Pelicans in New Orleans. Tip off at 8 o'clock. The pregame show at 7:35 on our Odyssey Detroit sister station, WWJ. I'm Luke Sloan. More at 6 o'clock or at 97ontheticket.com.
Oh, God. All right. Yes, we do. Not that.
Oh, my bad. Sorry.
As you would like to say, relax, calm down.
Okay, my bad.
David,
What's
hit
going
it.
on? No. It's 3:37 with Derek Stevens next.
So here's what we're going to do. We did this in the quarter mark, so we're going to go back to it, review it for the halfway mark of the NFL. Will you change any of your selections? We had the biggest disappointment. Mike, you said the Chargers as a team and Justin Fields as a player. Rico, you said the Bengals and Burrow as a player. Are we changing any of that?
I would like to rescind what I said about Cincinnati and Joe Burrow, especially after he just spanked my team. Yes, that I will rescind. You know who I'm going to say is the biggest disappointment is Jordan Love and the Green Bay Packers. I thought that they had an opportunity to be the second best team in the NFC North. I thought Jordan Love had everything in front of him. That they didn't ask him to go out there and be this great superstar. He looks like he's not ready. He took all of this time on the bench. Now, he's not a true rookie. So he did it the old-fashioned way, and he still stinks.
I'm not changing my team because I think I'm right. Do you want me to change the player because he got hurt?
You don't have to.
No, you don't have to.
No, you don't have to at all.
No, then
You're
I'll
not
just,
embarrassing like I picked the Bengals.
You went all in Bengals and Burrow.
No, all right, next.
So positive surprise, you went with the positive side, Mike. You said Commanders was a surprise in the first quarter, along with the Dolphins. Rico, you said Bucks and Brock Purdy.
You know what?
I think you want to change that one, don't you?
I do, David, because I don't think the Bucks are the same team that I thought that they were going to be.
Oh, that's not the one I thought you were going to change.
So I'm going to go ahead and change that to I'm looking at the Dolphins. I know this isn't going to age well because they don't do well in the snow and when things start to get cold. The other one, maybe I may have given up on the Cowboys too soon. Dallas, yeah, they got embarrassed by San Francisco, but they've been playing some pretty good football. Now, the other thing, I don't remember saying that.
So you're really not going to change anything on being
Positive.
a surprise?
Well, you know what? I am surprised now.
Surprised the other way
I'm
around,
surprised the
yeah.
other way that it went south so fast for him. Like, there was no middle ground. It was just he went from not throwing a pick and winning all the time to basically being Oprah out there. You get a pick, and you get a pick, and you get a pick. Hey, I see you down the field. Hey, there you go. 30 yards down the field, you get a pick too.
So what we did was you all had a choice of giving your best or worst division in the first quarter. You all did not give a worst division, but you gave the best division. Mike, yours was the NFC East. Rico, yours was the NFC West. Are we changing, adjusting?
I mean, if I were going to change it, do we go AFC North? We go with the Steelers. We go with the Browns, Bengals, Ravens. I'd probably opt to move it there. Commanders have now gone to sell mode. Yeah, that would be the change I'd make. The worst division is actually the one the Lions playing.
Okay, all right.
Now that Cousins is dead?
Yeah, I was going to say the NFC.
I'm sorry.
The NFC North, because the NFC East, the Jets are fool's gold. They got a victory because they played the Giants. That's why I got a winning record. But in the NFC North, 6-2, followed by 4-3, 4-3, and 4-3. Like, this is going to be a battle all the way through where you could easily see 3 of those teams making the playoffs.
So we went to the offensive rookie of the year, and at the moment, in the quarter mark, Mike, you said
all right, it's
Puka
here. The
Nacua
madness of the holiday
was the offensive
season.
rookie of the year. Rico, you said C.J.
Black Friday
Stroud.
sale with all the
Are
holiday
we changing,
parties, shopping,
adjusting, or
cooking.
keeping it
You
the
need
same?
a good.
I don't think we got to change a thing. I think Rico and I both have a legit claim there. Those are both rock
Yeah,
solid.
that was hot. That was right on. It still continues.
You know, you want Jordan Addison in the mix,
Right
you
now,
can have
save
it,
up
but
the
now you got Josh
$9
Dobbs
on a
throwing
new
him the ball.
iComfort Eco mattress from
mistakes.
Serta, or $100
I'll
off
stick
the
with
Serta Perfect
So this
Sleeper.
one's interesting because
And
we've
Serta
now
mattresses
had a
have been made
coach
right here in
fired.
Michigan for the
First
past
coach fired is
110
what we
years.
went
It's
with.
Serta mattress, Black
You all
Friday
both said
sale. Go to
Eberflus.
Serta.com.
He
Buy
woke
retail.
up this morning and said, I made it, bastards.
But I'm still going to give you credit because within the conversation, you both still mentioned McDaniels as an option there. So I'm still going to give you partial credit for it. But next coach fired. That's what I want to know now. Next coach fired.
I'm doubling down.
Oh, my.
I'm going to double down.
I'm doubling down.
I mean, the only thing worse than the things that come out of Michigan is what comes out of Bears headquarters. Like, okay, and the FBI is there, and now your running back coach has just been fired. Like, yeah, Eberflus.
I want to think about this. I'm trying. You know, Josh Harris, the way he's gone about his business owning the Commanders, you know, could you fire Rivera and give the enemy a tryout? Could I see it?
They did sell their defense away.
I don't have a great answer other than Eberflus. I don't. I'm sorry.
That's
I'm
fair.
doing a terrible job.
It should be him. And let's finish.
Oh, hi there. Listen, Moran Buick GMC, your schedule's packed. We were just talking about how busy we are. Look, if you got kids, I got one buddy who just found out his kid's travel basketball schedule. He's one step from creating a new life in Mexico and leaving. Or you could get a GMC Acadia, seating up to 7, get to all the youth sports, and get there in style. It's Moran Buick GMC, where you always get the best price, period. At MoranExpress.com, the easiest online ordering. New stock arriving daily. It's Moran Buick GMC. You always get the best price. It's on Telegraph, just north of Eureka and Taylor. Or at MoranExpress.com. It's Moran Buick GMC. We are professional grade.
All right, slight programming note. I don't really understand the wisdom of a 10-minute radio show being on the road, but they don't have internet, so you might be stuck with us for a little while longer. Hatchet. It's going to be Jazzy Cat, and the cone is not here. The cone is gone.
Jazzy Cat and Roberto.
Jazzy Cat and empty chair.
Let me tell you about my life.
David, some ticket text, please. Yeah, there you go. Real improvement from Kenny. From a guy who hasn't had a haircut or a shave in 6 months to a guy that looks like a pool cue.
From Derek in Chesterfield, he says, Meyer hasn't even been critical of the Michigan scandal. That tells me he's coming to MSU.
You know what? I'm not trying to kill your joy. Hey, you might be right. You might be wrong. It is wild, the divide between the two camps. I talked to somebody the other night, and they're like, you're too smart to believe this. I talked to another person. They're like, there's actual, it could happen. And I'm just like, cool, I quit.
You know what the funny thing is? We've actually seen this before. And it happened with Michigan, with Harbaugh. No way in the world Jim Harbaugh is going to leave the NFL to come back to college. Guys, you're shooting too far. You need to go and get PJ Fleck. You need to go get another coach. And there were people who were like, no, we're going to get Harbaugh. And other folks who said, never going to happen. Until all of a sudden, and one day in December.
You know what swung it?
It happened.
When John gave that pitch on Up North Living.
Oh. So
he was on Project Unicorn.
He was. So because everything is so tight-lipped, and I've never seen it this tight-lipped at MSU, because Urban could have put an end to this a long time ago. He hears the room. People are asking about him, and people who I trust are like, hey, yeah, don't dismiss this the way some people are doing it. I'm going to believe until I hear otherwise.
It doesn't have to be Urban, but they better make a generous offer to Urban. If he rejects the offer, it is what it is. Then go get a top 20 coach, someone says.
Okay, I'm kind of joking, Mike, but let's just say that Clemson fires Dabo.
Oh, no.
He's got the pedigree.
No. He doesn't believe in NIL. He doesn't believe in the portal. He's. Did you see him flip out on his coach's show this week?
But, you know.
No.
Good Christian. You wouldn't have to worry about his character.
Yeah, but you would have to be worried about winning.
Guy runs his offense like Dave Warner's calling the place. No.
Yeah, how bad is Jay Johnson when you start missing Dave?
Oh my God.
At least Dave did this.
I honestly think Jay Johnson's a Michigan incel. Like, I feel like Jay Johnson was sent to East Lansing to destroy us.
Yeah, Connor Stallions.
No,
his play calls.
That's when you just get the whole little, you spin the wheel and play says.
Oh, the speak and spell?
Run.
When I was a little kid, I had a barnyard animal one.
Yeah.
This is a cow. Move.
Play says.
Slow developing run play.
Screen pass.
The same one. By the way, David looks like Gordon Gekko working that phone right there. He is screaming it.
What do you mean it's not working? Make it work.
Blue Horseshoe loves Endicott Steel. He is. This is my favorite David.
It is.
Hey, David, we're doing a live show.
Sick of this. Please, talk to that. Talk to that individual on the phone, please, Roberto.
All right, everybody calm down. David, how about some tickets?
Mike, you are the pulse of the people. If it ain't Urban, I truly feel I may just lose all interest in MSU and college football as a whole.
I'm telling him he has to leave the room. It's Roberto's first day in radio because that whole conversation was going
Come
on.
on now.
Get out. David, go ahead.
Unhealthy, if someone says. Remember the Russian kid you wanted for the wings?
Mishkov.
We never got him.
Listen, sports is about dreams.
It is about dreams.
We did dream big, and we got Cade.
That was all. You're welcome.
Truth.
You're welcome.
Hey, man, he looks healthy. He looks good.
And we got the number one pick.
Yeah, that's why it's okay to be unhealthy when it comes to a coach or comes to an individual. It's okay to be unhealthy.
To a point.
Is.
To a point.
I'm loving what's happening. I've got Evan.
I know, but it's bad radio. It's entertaining to us.
It is. Mike, you are the voice of all Michigan State alumni, someone says.
No, I don't claim to be. It was a question. It was just more, look, if they don't, and again, there might be a 0% shot. There might be a 50, 100. I don't care. It is going to be very tough for me to work my way to being excited about anyone other than the dream candidate. And I've said from the beginning, people mocked me. Now where are they? Like, are you as hot for Mike Elko as you were? Where are the Jake Dickert people? Hey, anyone want to sell me some Charles Huff stock? Like, that's the point. MSU, while it's a great job, is a hard job. You know, Michigan, Ohio State, these are real programs, blue bloods. They're hard to beat. You got to want it. Part of my thing with Urban, guarantee he hates Michigan as much as I do. Mm-hmm. And I think you got to have that if you're going to coach State.
And he's respected. So for everybody who says, well, he's a bad person, if he's such a bad person, why is he on 2 networks every Saturday? If he's that horrible of a person, how is he still employed?
I ask myself that about Joe Klatt all the time.
Well,
David?
Someone's asking, what about Jet Fish from Arizona for Michigan?
No, you know what?
No,
hold on.
I'm not laughing at that.
Okay.
Here's the issue with Fish, and it's not that he coached at Michigan. It's that if I'm remembering correctly, he knows Stallions. I think and again, I have to go back and look. I think Stallions went down there to do something at one point. Fish has done a really nice job at Arizona. That is a brutally difficult job. You don't have good facilities. I mean, your stadium has dorm rooms built into it. It's horrific. He's got talent. He identified quarterbacks, and whether it was Delory out of the transfer portal or this kid Fafita, who's awesome. They got McMillan. They got Jacob Cowing. Like, they have a real team.
Right.
O-line's built up. They can pass block.
Right. Even when they lose a game, they're in the game, and it's entertaining.
Outside of Oregon, no one's playing better than them the last month in the Pac-12.
Correct.
I don't laugh at Jed Fish, but he's got a weird career path, and I would need to, I don't know people that know Jed Fish. There's something off there. But I don't laugh. What he's doing at Arizona is no joke. That's really hard to do.
So I laughed at it. So you're not laughing.
No,
No.
Okay.
David, he's in that tier 2 for me. It's Urban is by himself in tier 1. Fish has worked his way into tier 2. Like I said, all the other ones, the Elkos, he's barely hanging on in there.
And again,
he can identify quarterbacks. He can win.
Riley Leonard got hurt, but people, I don't want to turn these people into. They're not exciting. Byron Leftwich getting carried down the field. You remember that in the MAC title game? Oh man, sorry.
Is his birthday or something?
Oh, these are the worst uniforms ever. The Steelers jail uniforms.
I hate those uniforms.
Yeah, those aren't optimal. Those are not good.
It's like the Keystone Cops.
Keystone Cops.
I mean, it's like whoever can't, you're fired. This was the best that we can come up with. You're fired.
Yeah, someone else is on a text is telling me to be quiet. Don't laugh at Jed Fish.
Jed Fish, no. David,
I'm wrong.
At first it was like, but then I watched his team and I'm like, okay. And when they challenged USC, he did something that I've often said. You know what? How about we just put 7 DBs out here?
He needed to go for 2.
He did.
They had a big win against Oregon State last week. Here's the thing. They play UCLA this weekend. You win that game, man, you're cooking. And they're only 2.5-point dogs at home.
I can't think I'm thinking he can't be making that much at Arizona.
No, but again, there's something there with him. I got to figure it out. Go ahead, David. I mean, we can do a few more ticket texts. Are we good? Do we have a show after this? What's the story?
I have no idea right now. I don't, and I'm not trying to be funny. I don't. I'm shocked they haven't already announced Urban as a head coach because that would be the ultimate middle finger to Michigan, especially right now. That's from Chris and Heartland.
Look, if you coach Michigan, you got to hate OSU. If you coach Michigan State, you got to hate Michigan. When you talk about hiring one of these dudes like Jonathan Smith, and I've watched more Oregon State football than anybody in Metro Detroit, that dude can't locate Ann Arbor on a map.
Yeah.
Now, you want to tell him you want to comp out the Civil War, Oregon State to Michigan State? All right, you could say, hey, he knows what a big rivalry is. But this is truly different when you're immersed in it here. It's just different. I worry about it. And he's a quirky guy. If you've ever watched interviews with him, you ever seen him mic'd up, he's a bit of a weirdo.
Yeah, the beauty of it is Urban Meyer, you can double dip. He hates Michigan, and he's going to be spiteful to Ohio State. That game, that's going to be a prime time. If he goes to Michigan State, that September 28th game will be on prime time. I promise you.
Thank you for that.
You going to go?
No.
If Urban Meyer's there playing Ohio State, you won't go?
No.
Why not?
Ohio State PTSD. I can't. I still have PTSD from you calling me from the road with 11 minutes left in the first quarter, leaving Columbus.
If I will go.
But you're crazy. You went to the game against Hillsdale, for Christ's sake.
Well.
Aha.
Great game.
All right, well.
Apparently, I should have went to the Tennessee game.
Okay. David, what would you like me to do? I'm here to help.
Let's just take care of business.
Okay, then.
Well.
I'll be back.
97.1.